This is INN. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Imperium News Network's special edition coverage of the retirement of the 1DQ1 Keepstar, the last gasp of goons in Delve. I'm going to try to speak properly for the rest of the stream. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I'm Brisk Rubald, breaking news anchor here at INN. I'm alongside Dave Archer, who is the host of the Meta Show, Dawn Rhea, who is one of our breaking news anchors, and back, but not forgotten, our dear friend, CCP Yotun, former Meta Show co-host, along with yours truly. Mark, I'm going to call you Mark probably the entire stream, even though your name is CCP Yotun. Just be prepared for this.
It was so funny at FanFest. There are, I mean, depending on who you know or who it was and when I met them, there were about 3 different names that people had for me while I was there. You had to have your head on a swivel the whole time.
Who is this guy? Where is he?
I know, it's wild stuff. No, man, I'm stoked.
Thank you for being here.
Yes, and thank you to CCP Swift, who was kind enough to allow me to come do some chicanery in 1DQ, man, of all places. I have not been here, but maybe just a couple times ever. Certainly never lived here, but man, it's cool to get a chance to, send the thing out with a bang. I mean, if there was ever a way to do a Viking funeral, I mean, my God, this certainly is it.
This is how we're going to do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, to give you a little bit of background, and then we're going to jump to Dave and Dawn, because they have been goons far longer than I have, and I want to hear what they have to think about what we are doing. But as you can see on your screen, the first Imperial Palace, aka the first Innominate Palace, renamed after our friend Brad Homer, Innominate, who passed away 2 years ago, actually just a year ago. This is the oldest Keepstar, we believe, in New Eden, the oldest existing Keepstar in New Eden. It had been predeceased, I suppose we could say, by the Theta Star, which was also in the system, which was the original first Keepstar in 1DQ. But this was the main Keepstar that had been the headquarters and the home station of the Imperium for nearly a decade. After all of the wars, after all of the fighting, after all of the battles and desires and dreams that Horde and NC Dot and Pandemic Legion and Test and many other groups had, to see this Keepstar go up in flames, it lasted until we, of course, the Imperium, had to put it out of its own misery, because we're leaving Delve. In what is probably
left Delve.
We left Delve. What is probably the biggest move in the history of New Eden. The entire Imperium has moved out of Delve Quirius region that had been our home for nearly 10 years. We are now moving towards all the way northeast on the map towards Horde's staging in drones. We are living now in SeaTac J, another storage system, probably one of the most storage systems in the game, next to 1DQ. And we're looking forward to getting some good fights from Horde when we are finished all of the moves that we are doing in the process to get us all up there. So,
certainly, I am noticing one
is coming out in 2 minutes.
Issue, though,
please,
is that I was promised a goon fleet here shooting this Keepstar.
Well, all right. So let me explain.
20 jumps out. We're getting there.
Let me explain. We live in SeaTac J now, and that's where everybody was based, and we have to get from all the way there, all the way in Wicked Creek down here to Delve.
I see.
It's taking a little bit of time.
Oh, Mark
especially when we have something like 7 fleets. How many fleets are there, Dave?
10?
Give me a sec.
You sound like me whenever I'm supposed to go anywhere, where about 5 minutes before I have to leave and be like, oh yeah, don't worry, I'm right outside.
Yeah, 10.
So 11 fleets totaling 1,600, well, 1,700 people with 1,600 rifters.
And that's on route. As you can see on the screen, local is spiking. It continues to go up. We're at 1,100 now. There's no tie-dye in the system as of right now, but there is certainly tie-dye on the route. We have assurances from our boy CCP Yotun that the server, at least the 1DQ server node, has been reinforced. I don't know about the route on the way,
I will say, reinforcing is reinforcing. What you are trying to accomplish here is a thing that at least as far as I know, has not really been done before. At least not at this scale. So, hey, we're gonna find out in real time, baby, how this goes. Everybody, just put in a little bit of prayer, find a God, put in a little bit of prayer for TQ, our poor beleaguered TQ. He's gonna do just fine, I think.
Ashay Gray says, "Will asset safety crash the server?" We don't know. We're gonna find out.
Yeah, we certainly
we're gonna find out.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things you have to say that's
20.
interesting about Eve is so much of the stuff that happens in this game cannot really be tested unless you're doing it live. And this is one of those things.
It's such a hard thing to, how do you prepare for something that's going to have, 5,000 characters in a system, you know what I mean? Or an asset safety drop that is honestly a staggering amount of asset safety. So hey, I trust our people, as I'm sure they are doing their best, and we'll see what happens. I'm excited for it, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
We are 24 seconds away from the keep coming out. Go ahead, Dawn, please.
I was gonna say, will CCP know the number that goes to asset safety? Is that like logged anywhere by chance?
I don't know. Probably. I don't know if it's something. I mean, even if it was a number that was available.
I know they don't want to share it.
Yeah, we probably would not be able to share it. But I do have some numbers I can share about the keep while we're up here. If you want to, at some point, I can go through some of these and let you know some fun facts. Facts assembled by our own CCP Larrikin, our senior data scientist, who was putting these together for me basically at the last minute.
I think that's a great idea, but
There's
let's
no
wait a few moments because I want to get a chance to have Dave and Dawn talk a little bit. We are almost ready. The Keepstar is now repairing. It is open. It is lockable. I expect that it will get paused here very shortly as the fleets that are currently in the system will begin shooting at it. You can see it on the screen where it says repairing. Now it says paused. The Keepstar has been paused, and we expect it's going to keep going for a little while. Dawn, go ahead.
I was gonna report. It looks like that they reinforced something because our tie-dye went from 10% to like 90. So
I mean,
I actually went through a system,
and I'm out of tie-dye.
Yeah,
so.
Excellent.
I'm still in Deterid, but getting there.
We are currently experiencing tie-dye in 1DQ now. We're up to 31% as everybody starts warping in and shooting. But anyway, go ahead, please, Dawn. I'd like to hear what you have to say.
I was gonna say, I know you were kind of wanting to since Dave and I have both been in Goons longer than you, and Mark hasn't been in Goons ever. Just kind of get
Goon adjacent, as his
Goon
friends
adjacent.
Like to say.
Yeah, I would say to get kind of probably with the average Goon perspective. I think a lot of people are excited to do the Viking funeral. It's definitely the very Goony way, especially with Rifters, with Goon's history of kind of starting out as death by 1,000 paper cuts, Rifter style. I've found it kind of like looking at the Keepstar preparing this week that it's kind of bittersweet because we moved forward by our own choice to a new space to get new opportunities and have a good time. But letting go of the 1DQ and Keepstar is like the end of an era and a change for Goons and for the game in general. I mean, we've been there for 10 years, almost 10 years, right? And a lot of people, that was their first and only home. I mean, that was my only home in Eve, really, besides my, couple months in high sec. And, you don't want to let go of the good times you had. And it makes you think about the people that used to be here, and maybe see new people that have come back because they've been gone for a couple years and they want to watch the Keepstar. But looking at it just with Nom's name on it and other people I know that aren't going to be there to see this go. It's such a big moment.
That is another thing. It's the site of every Cynovisual Goonswarm has done in the last 10 years. So it's got a lot of memories for everyone. And also we fought for an entire year to keep the thing standard and we succeeded, so it's only right we're the ones to blow it up. I mean, the hostiles couldn't do it, so why don't we?
I feel like they eventually could have if they really tried, but they gave up. It's been such a long time. But I'm excited. It was really fun to see even more stuff coming out of it for this final move that we had last week, and all the scooping and everything. it's going to be just a huge, even then, it's still going to be a huge asset safety bill. So
It is. Now, one of the questions in chat, and I think this is a question Dave can answer better than anyone else here. As you all may have noticed, we're all in Rifters. Everyone is in Rifters today. Asher made an announcement that if you showed up in a Rifter, you would not be shot. So everybody's in Rifters. The lowly Rifter, here is my Rifter. I just pulled it out of, that's why you guys got to see me in my shorts. My lowly Rifter. Everyone has one of these USB Rifters. The Rifter is a storage ship in Goonswarm Federation. Dave, you want to tell us the story of the lowly Rifter and why we love it so?
So I wasn't around at the time, but I generally know the story. Back when Goonswarm first started, because they were new to the game, the only things that could really get in is frigates. So they used to use the Rifter as their main doctrine ship. And as it was mentioned earlier, death by 1,000 cuts, pretty much. They would use Rifters to kill pretty much everything. Back when Goonswarm was a bit more competent.
That's the deal. So if you all recall, when Goons first started in EVE Online, they were very unhappy people all around New Eden. They didn't like Goons. We were the assholes. We were the bad guys coming from something awful. What are these nerds doing? As Somali famously said, there are no Goons. They didn't like us. And mainly, the main thing we had going for us was we didn't have skill points. We didn't have talent. We didn't have a lot of pilots who knew what they were doing, but we had a lot of people. And as Stalin once said, quantity has a quality all its own. And let me tell you, you get a bunch of Rifters together and they can do some crazy damage. And so I think it makes perfect sense for all of us to retire this 1DQ1 Keepstar in epic Goon fashion, and that is using Rifters. So I'm pleased that that Asher made that decision because I think it's pretty good. All right. We are steadily watching everything going. How far are you out, Dave?
The front of the Goon fleets, I believe, have just passed QI1.
All right. So
they should be arriving in 1DQ shortly.
2 or 3 more jumps to go. Not too far.
Yeah,
we are in tie-dye. We are in tie-dye now in 1DQ. Tie-dye, as you can see, in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, there's a little circle that is semi-orange here. And that tells us that we got a little bit of tie-dye going on. Not too much, which is good because, you know, frankly, given the fact that we're 34% tie-dye, we have more than 1,800 people, almost 1,900 people in the system. That's going to jump up to probably closer to 3,000 as soon as the Goons get here.
Oh, barely a Titan fight right there.
Correct. So this is not even close to the Guinness World Record that we've had in the systems around 1DQ. Certainly not the numbers we saw during World War B, aka Vietnam, that we're trying to get in here to blow up this Keepstar amongst other structures in the system, all of which have been taken down. This is the last Goon structure in 1DQ. If you noticed, if you are here, unfortunately, CCP Jotun's big head is blocking it. This system is no longer a Goon Swarm system. It is now an init system.
Yes.
Init has taken control of 1DQ.
The initiative. Isn't that something?
There you go. Isn't that something? That's something I never thought I would see. I don't think many of us thought we would see. A different ticker up there in the upper left-hand corner. Our boys in Init, my past good buddies. They're still my good buddies, but my past alliance, the initiative, is the current owner of 1DQ. Very good. So let me tell you guys a little bit about this system and why it matters so much. I think, regardless of the fact that we lived here for so long, this system is one of the household names in EVE. I feel like even if you are a high-sec player, even if you are a low-sec player, even if you just started this game, you can look it up. You'll see stories about 1DQ constantly. And not just when Goons lived here. Test lived here, Red Alliance lived here, Brand of Brothers lived here. A lot of groups have lived in this area, and 1DQ has been a key system in Dell for the longest time, largely because it has the best jump ranges to the rest of the region. But this has been a storied system for a long time. And goons moved here after the casino war ended in 2016. The long trail from Declan all the way down to the south, from the north to the south, it was awful for everybody who was there. I was not. Dawn, were you around for the Declan move-ups during the casino war? Did she step away? All right. Dave, were you around for that?
I was not. I joined just before Goons moved into 1DQ when they were in DW.
And that I think, moving down all the way from Declan to DW, and then moving across to 1DQ. So my understanding from the history and my discussions with my fellow Goon senior leadership people, although I'm not senior leadership, I'm just brisk.
A line member.
I used to be a line member. Now I have space work. It kind of sucks,
Director,
not
yeah.
going to lie. But, you know, back in the day, having these conversations, hearing the histories. So originally, Goon Swarm's home in Delve was going to be DTAC-W. That was the system that we wanted to live in. But there was a market already up in 1DQ, and our dear friend, Aerith, the financial genius that ran the finance bureau of the Imperium and Goon Swarm for a decade until he retired, said, we got to move to 1DQ because I want the market over there.
Can I interrupt real
we
quick?
did. And that was it. Go ahead, Dave.
There's, travel advisory. There's a couple of Horde assholes in ETAC V killing all the Rifters that come through.
That does not at all surprise me.
And then podding them.
That
Honestly,
is kind
they
of the
probably they'll still probably get back faster than any of us getting there will be. But
Guys are
positive, my
telling me
death
that
one is in E3.
DTAC-W had a market. My understanding was that while DTAC-W had a market, Aerith wanted the 1DQ market. And so it was his idea, move across and do it. Dawn, am I correct? Am I misremembering?
So this is right before I joined up, but DTAC-W was home for a little bit, and it was singularly donated by Gar Sniper, who bought the whole thing himself with his 52 oracles. And then they decided that while DTAC-W has better strategic coverage, 1DQ had better ratting coverage, and that's why Aerith wanted it moved, because it covered more of the ratting pockets for protection, I believe.
Hey,
and then
Risk.
E3OI is even better in certain aspects, but we never used it.
Would you like
Go ahead.
to name and shame the Horde people?
Please, if they are, I'd love to see it.
In Alliance chat is my kill mail.
Did you die?
You die?
Yeah, they killed me.
Huh.
They killed me, and there's a whole slew of GSF wrecks and corpses in ETAC V.
Go Nestor X85 and Mike Wright from Pandemic Horde doing dumb shit, killing people trying to get here. Go figure.
It would be nice if they got punished for their insolence, but alas
I
for
do not
your
expect that, but I'm
Horde has
surprised
no
that Horde
honor,
is not
so.
here wanting to kill the Keepstar. I know they have.
I'm pretty
fleet
sure
on the
they
Cricket,
have
but
people on the way.
Go figure. Anyway, sorry,
Sorry,
Dave.
my death time's in TCAG. I'm just going to come in an hours. Fuck it.
Yep. Fly in. I'm not in a rifter because I'm not going to shoot the keep. I am here with a camera, and he's in a purifier, and he is totally cloaked. So anyway, yes. Asher died.
Asher died?
Asher died. Apparently. So that's not great. There you go.
Sounds like I'm gonna have to start bouncing when I get near ETAC V.
I mean,
what else is new?
if
Do I
they
have a
want
way
us
get
to
around that.
not cross that gate into drones, they're going a great way about it.
Oh, good. I don't have ETAC V on my route, so that works out for me.
I
Yeah, I
If
mean,
you had
like
to
that's
put-
an easy.
if you had, I
Easy,
mean,
like, I guess
I expected people would get shot on the way here. I mean, it's rifters, right?
I expected
But
some
to
numbnuts
kill
with the
Asher on the
material.
way here, that's pretty crazy. I'm just saying. Now, hopefully everybody else gets here. We are starting to see goons arriving in significant numbers. Keepstar is at 88%, as I understand it right now. I have to say, of all the things that Horde could do to piss us off even more, this is the kind of thing that definitely gets under our skin, I would say. What do you think, Mark?
Feeling...
I don't have any comment on the issue.
I saw that coming. I do get a feeling those people may end up with a Horde Rifter fleet on their face in a minute if they keep it up.
That's just crazy.
You know, anytime there's large events in the game, it's just so nice to see people engaging with each other, you know, expressing content, you know,
Content, right?
something, the line. Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
No, man, it's, this is, I mean, if there was, I just got L-minered. Fuck me. I absolutely did just get L-minered. Oh boy.
Yeah, there you go. L-minered.
Yeah,
got
that's
it.
a rough one.
That's beautiful.
Absolutely got cooked.
That's what I like to see.
Those.
That's
who
what
was
I
it?
like
I
to see.
need to name that person. Shout out to Raul Vega for L-minering me. You absolutely cooked my ass. 100%.
Gotta happen. It's gotta happen.
There's an exec Navy fleet from Sigma landing here now.
Oh, well, they might die, but details here.
Yeah.
There we go.
I know if it's Sapides FCing it, he may. Apparently, Asher is not dead.
Asher's not dead? All right, he did not die. Okay, thank God. All right.
He survived.
The claim that Asher died is not true. That's good.
The only victim of the Asher death meme was myself getting L-minered. That's brutal.
We all got L-minered. I got L-minered too. I clicked it.
Okay.
All right. We have another fleet warping in here. Let's see who these guys are. Our Enid friends are here at the top of the Keepstar. You see them just warping in. Very nice.
God, I'm still 17 jumps away. Oh, such pain.
It's happening. How far is Dave out now?
5 jumps.
5 jumps. All right, good.
Did you get a drifter hole?
No, my Death Cleanse in TCAD because I've still got tons of caps to move through that damn gate.
Well, my death thing is an E3OI, so it would actually be a shorter run for me if I just killed my character right now.
Oh,
but then I wouldn't be in a Rifter.
Cycling through fleets on the screen, you can see the Rifters from Shadow.
Guarantee you someone's going to kill me.
You can see DC and Sigma are down here. Brave is at the very bottom of the Keepstar here in blue.
Do you think the kill mail is going to generate?
That's a good question. I have
many people
killed
touching it.
I've killed dozens of Keepstars in EVE over the years. The vast majority of those keeps I have seen kill mails for, but there are a handful that I did not. And as CCP Swift says, probably not, because the more people shoot this thing, the less likely it is that we're going to see the Keepstar kill mail generate. There's just something, after you get something like 4,000 or 5,000 people on a kill mail, it becomes very unlikely. For example, during the last war, during Vietnam, in NPC Delve, Fraternity and the rest of PandaFam and the rest of Pappy, I should say, going back to the old terms, dropped something like 5 Keepstars in a row in NPC Delve. We killed 4 out of the 5 of them, and I don't believe that the second or the third kill mails generated, which was good because if they had, they would have outed a number of spies that we were using in the Horde capital fleet to shoot the keep. So that was a good thing. We weren't going to complain. So anyway. All right. Ragnar Prime, coming in like the stud that he is, says there's an 8,000 character limit on the database field that prevents kill mails from being generated in the game. Plaintext DB, and that was explained at a panel at FanFest. You, sir, are the man. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's good to know. I didn't know that. Did you know that, Mark?
There are a couple different things that play into it, I think, but yes, I believe that is one of them.
That is very cool. That is very cool. Anyway, I appreciate CCP Swift being here. Thank you. You are the man. We love you. Go ahead, Dave.
Travel advisory. They now have a smart bomber there, but the bulk of the Goon fleet has just jumped in. From what I saw before.
Not only do they kill people on the way, now they're trying to kill people in bigger numbers. Welcome to EVE Online, everybody. It's hard for me to not.
As I will quote a former goon, stop touching my shit or else I'm going to destroy your entire alliance.
Hey-o. There you go.
One time someone was like lighting like Capitol sinos, and the locals kept trying to kill him on the Fortizar. And so he's like, so this is someone who was higher up in Goons at the time, was just like, fucking touch him again, I'm going to just destroy everything you guys own. And they didn't touch him once again after that.
As always, we are here on the stream with Dawn, and her cat needs to be fed.
What in the world is going on with that cat in the background? This cat's
Everything.
dying.
She's not hungry for that kind of, she's not hungry for food, let's just say that.
Ah, gotcha. I understand.
I'm linking.
Solidarity, sister girl, I get it.
CCP Swift put this in chat. I don't know if it went through or not, so I'm going to link it again. This is a YouTube video from FanFest that talks about kill mails being generated. So there you go.
Oh, I didn't. You got to delete it.
There you go.
Yeah, it's a good panel. We're checking out.
All right. What is the percentage now? Whoever is there and can see it. I don't want to lock because I
like 82% right now.
82%. So that's not too bad. It is slowly being whittled down. Obviously, the tie-dye is still pretty significant here in 1DQ. It is at 29%. That's not the worst it could possibly be.
True.
And I hope that means that we'll have time for I'm pretty sure everybody's going to get here before we have any problems. But there you go. Where can you get a Rifter in 1DQ? I don't know.
Get somebody to jump out of one?
I don't know.
Do they have to have a special heated room in Iceland so you can wear these non-Iceland related clothes? It's honestly kind of nice. It's 13
degrees. We've lost him. Suddenly he's frozen.
All right. Well, we'll see if I die or not.
See, apparently we're not allowed to talk about the weather with CCP because then they have trouble. There you go. Jotun has tie-dye at home. There you go. I like it. Ladies and gentlemen, you are joining us for INN's breaking news coverage. Guys, I'm a little rusty, okay?
We're syndicated.
I haven't done this in a while. It's only been a couple weeks. CCP Swift, cut the power. Poor Marky Mark will be frozen like that with his mouth half open for the rest of the screen. I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, as I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to INN's continuing breaking news. I guess it's not really breaking news, but special edition coverage of the retirement of the 1DQ1 Keepstar in Delve. I am Brisker Ball alongside Dave Archer. CCP Jotun is having technical difficulties, and Dawn Rhea, our other breaking news anchor here at INN. We have tons of fleets coming from all over New Eden. There are 2,185 people in local. There are another 1,000 goons on their way to kill this storied Keepstar here in 1DQ. Now, as I noted before, historically, the system used to have three Keepstars in it. There was the Theta Star, there was the McMahon-Fisk Memorial Backup Star, and then there was the Imperial Palace, which was renamed the Innominate Palace after Innominate passed away last year.
There's actually 5, Busk.
What were the other ones?
The two in the back.
Bullsack on the right and Bullsack on the left.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about the ball sets.
Yeah.
They were there just to block any structure drops. Literally, that's all they and to make it seem more annoying to try and take 1DQ.
That was
like, 3 Keepstars is not enough. Let's have 5.
We'll do it. We'll do it this way. 5. All right, let me fix the cameras real quick while we are waiting for Mark to get back. See the bottom of Dave's face now. Almost.
Sorry, Oh, is it your camera?
You like to lean over. You're a leaner.
Yeah, I'm dealing with some.
Well, I appreciate everybody being here. I know that for most of us, seeing this Keepstar die is bittersweet, but at the same time, I have to say that if Innominate was here, this is what he would want. Blow the shit up.
Absolutely.
Because if nobody else can do it, we're going to do it ourselves, which is pretty much a standard move in Goons Forum. We've done that for a while. It's kind of the thing that we're known for, killing our own stuff. It's pretty amusing, I think.
Well, and it's a better way to do it because even if we try to pick it up, you've got some asshole's going to show up in a fucking nullified hyperspatial thingy that'll just grab it real quick and then run off with the Keepstar. And then there wouldn't be this cool, fun explosion and kill mail to memorialize it forever. It would just be like, great. CCP mechanics at work again. So I think this is a better way to do it.
Zoom out here so you guys can see the enormity of what's on the grid right now. There are a lot of people in the system, let me tell you. And so to discuss that a little bit more, so the question that we often get asked is, well, why don't you just scoop it? Why do you have to blow it up? The mechanics behind grabbing Keepstars is extremely difficult, especially in a contested environment. And one of the things we have pretty much found is if you have a structure that you're trying to unanchor, even playing games with the unanchor timer so that it's not obvious when it's going to unanchor, because people are usually watching these things constantly. There's almost no way to be sure that you're going to be the one to scoop the structure. And nobody wants to lose a Keepstar by having it scooped up on top of them. And there are plenty of ways to scoop structures. Most of the time, what will happen is you'll leave some type of a freighter cloaked nearby so you can go in and grab it real quick. Sometimes, when we kill structures and we're trying to get the core out of them, that new core mechanic that was added right at the beginning or right in the middle of the last war, those you typically would try to recover with a Rorqual that was inside the structure. When it died, it would get ejected and you can grab it with that. But the vast majority of the time, you don't show up to scoop a Keepstar because you're not going to. There's going to be a dozen other people out there trying to do it. The best case is maybe you'll get lucky and you can scoop it, but more likely than not, you won't. And
blows it up.
Somebody's going to blow up whatever structure that you brought to, or whatever ship you brought to grab the thing. So in the end, it's almost impossible to actually get one of these done and collected. Welcome back, Mark. So
hello.
We just blow them up in C2 because why would we take the chance of not being able to do it? All right. We have the Navy fleet from Sigma over here on this little ball over there. ENI. All right.
Oh my God, I'm almost there.
I can't pronounce things. All right, how far are you out now, Dawn?
I am 2 jumps. I'm in DTech W.
2 jumps.
I'm back yet again in ETech.
Did you die again?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's the smart bomber. They got a smart bombing heck out there.
Poor Dave Archer is never going to make it to this fleet. I'm telling you, he keeps getting blown the fuck up.
Just bounce.
Scary.
But did you not bounce?
Yes. Thank you, Dawn.
I don't believe you understand that you should bounce.
Literally in about 10 seconds, I'm just going to find a way to get a load of people to just come kill these assholes, and be done with it.
That's funny. Poor Dave, trying to crash the server. All right, I'm going to move back in here so you guys can see.
I'm not used to having to bounce. Normally, I just smash my way through things like this with a fleet.
Well, that's it. You're not in a fleet today, young man.
There's like 3
Dave,
dudes.
You
I would just
of all
destroy them
people
on the way through.
You should be used to getting smart bombed. So why wouldn't you think there's going to be a smart bomber there?
Because I don't fly frigates.
That's it. Dave is slowly approaching Asher territory, 23rd best FC in the Imperium.
The amount of Discord messages I just got saying just fucking bounce.
That's it. Just fucking bounce. Mike Wright claims another victim.
It do be that way sometimes,
It does happen that way. I listen, if it is a regular day for me, the Seventh Sanctum guys are somewhere on the route between wherever I live and Jita, and they smart bomb me at least once. It's just inevitable. So to my Seventh Sanctum bros, I love you guys. Thanks for not killing me, at least today.
At least today.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm in 1DQ.
Welcome.
Can I turn my camera to look at the Keepstar? That would be nice. I'm at 2,500.
Welcome, Dawn. We are at 2,500 here in Loki.
I've made it past ETAC V, everybody.
Hey!
Go! Make it happen.
Very nice. Thank you, Major Sniper. I appreciate that. So we are here, 2,500 people in local. We expect at least another 1,000 before this thing dies. We are at 75%, maybe a little bit less than 75% right now. 3/4 of the way to go. 1/4 of the 1DQ Keepstar is dead. Now, we all expect, because of what's so funny.
Okay, hold on. Let me send it to you.
All right.
That's courtesy of SEMA.
Of
Tina,
course.
my beloved.
There you go. Let me show you guys.
That's pretty funny.
Here we go. On the screen, right there. Dave Archer's house. The rest of us. There it is. Very funny.
Very good.
There you go.
You love that.
We're there
great,
in the bounce house. He's not. All right. Now, as I was about to say, this Keepstar was the home of Goon Swarm for more than 10 years, almost 10 years. It was the main Keepstar in the system for probably the bulk of those years, 8 or 9 of those 10 years or so. And thousands, and I mean literal thousands of people have called this keep home at one point or another throughout the time that it has been here in 1DQ. As we noted before, based on our count, and this is back of the napkin math here, this is the oldest Keepstar, extant Keepstar in the game, more than 9 years old. And the only other Keepstar that could have been around as long as it was the Theta Star, which was taken down a few weeks ago. So in the end, you've got thousands and thousands of people, potentially tens of thousands of characters who have called this Keepstar home, and many, 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 many more who have used the services because they were Imperium members, even if they did not actually live here. There is a ton of stuff in this Keepstar. The big question on everybody's lips, and I think CCP Jotun doesn't have the information because nobody knows what's going to happen. What happens when this thing dies? Now, is it going to drop everything? No. Keepstar is in low power mode, but that's because it was destructed. It was attacked twice. It was on its third timer. It is not an abandoned structure, so nothing is going to drop from the Keepstar. All of it will go to asset safety in Ermelin. Now the question is, when this keep dies, is the amount of stuff still left in it significant enough that it's going to crash the server with all the asset safety calls? We don't know. The only thing I can tell you is there are going to be a hell of a lot of fire sales in Ermelin over the next 4 or 5 years as people come back to the game and realize, oh my God, they got rid of the 1DQ Keepstar. I can't believe it. It's going to be crazy. Now, for those asking, other things that happen in this Keepstar's existence. Yes, this is the Keepstar that arch traitor Jay Amazingness tried to shut the clone bay down in right around downtime a year, maybe 2 years ago now, maybe a year ago now. I can't remember. It's been a while. He did not succeed because there were so many clones in the Keepstar. It was taking so long for the server to process the clone destruction that downtime saved about half or more of the clones that were in there. I had 8 or 9 clones in there myself. I think I only lost 2 or 3. Dave, did you lose any clones in the
No. Well, first of all,
Podme?
our caps were deployed, so all my super clones were not there.
There you go. I didn't have, my Titan was not there. All of my stuff was in 39P, which is Karma Fleet's home in Delve when we were in Delve. But I did have a couple of random clones in there that I lost. Ashade says he lost 4 billion in clones. I know many people lost a lot of clones. Nikolai, 20 billion in clones. A lot of people lost a lot of clones. Trust me.
Kunmi was the biggest loser at 12 Super Tote clones.
Look at that. Look at CCP Jotun going off, throwing a suit on, coming back.
It's making me feel underdressed.
Yes.
It's just too hot here for me to wear a suit.
I thought he was going to wear his robe like you.
Was it 75?
Don't feel too bad, Dave. I am not wearing pants.
Nobody wears pants.
From the waist up, I figured for this, if anything dignifies wearing a suit that probably needs to be cleaned at some point here in the next couple of weeks.
This
It
is
is
EVE
the-
Online. We don't wear pants in this game.
Is this?
Sorry.
It is this.
Doesn't
true.
happen.
I'm wearing what I think is a very fitting shirt. Hold on, let me kind of turn around.
Oh,
that
there you
showed on
go.
camera,
I have that
the,
shirt. That's a
Nice.
great shirt.
Pretty good.
List of the Keepstars we killed.
All the Keepstars.
Yeah, do it
Take a
again.
picture of that because I'll be honest, I've worn that shirt so much that all the numbers on the back are starting to rub off.
Yeah, I got given this by Billy Bop at DC.
Yeah, he gave me one then too. There you go. We are at 69% on the Keepstar. Nice.
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 There are bombers bombing people from the warp in from T5ZI, so don't just warp straight to the Keepstar.
Yeah.
Because shocker, people are assholes.
This is to
I
be
got hit
expected
by
as
one
EVE
bomb.
Online.
I got hit by
Did
one
you-
bomb,
did you
and then I
live?
was able. Yeah, it only took out like a third of my shield, and then I just started an orbit, and so, we'll find out.
This is why you can't have nice things.
No, there's always somebody who's like, yeah, look at all the rifters I killed.
I can confirm
Here
that
at
there
the
is no
gate.
PDS.
Plenty of people running around here. There is a
There were
horde
some-
fleet over here.
Yeah, I've been watching some of the fleets move
On-
around.
I
At
just
least
love the
And it's after
spam in alliance chat of nice.
tie-dye here isn't too bad, knock on wood, so far. Everything's moving.
If anyone's sitting
slow.
still in their rifter, just orbit the keep so you don't get, bombed by the dickheads.
I just set it to 500, makes it easy. I think part of it was when I warped in, I was already tethered to the Keepstar, so that saved my ass.
I almost accidentally docked.
So if you can
Oh, that
see on
would've
the
been
screen,
fun.
there are a ton of people here, but I don't see any goons yet. So I'm hoping that we're going to get our
Look here.
guys here shortly.
We're all here.
Did they just arrive?
That's
All right, there you
quite a
guys. You
I
just
did.
literally warped in.
We're not going to be in a fleet. It's literally everybody just coming in trickle one at
Okay.
a time because
Everybody
we
just warped in.
couldn't go together. So
There you go. At least here on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see a bunch of rifters. These are all goons.
Yeah, there's a
Anybody
ton
with
of goons by the.
Where are they?
There's a lot by the undock.
Okay. All right, there. I see them at the bottom. There we go. Very good.
Yeah, I think quite a few people are docking their pods to get in a Corvette.
yeah,
All right. I heard you talking about it and obviously I'm not going to have asset safety numbers, but I do have some numbers if you want to hear some of these.
Yeah.
I would love to hear some
numbers.
numbers. So thank you, CCP Yoton and CCP Larrikin were nice enough to put together some numbers for us, and I would love to hear these numbers.
Indeed. All right. So the 1DQ 1A Keepstar, the Innominate Palace, these are numbers for the last 18 months, last year and a half. This Keepstar has had 2,551,927 unique undocks and 2,119,878 docks, which means people have undocked more from this keep than they have docked in the last year and a half.
Which makes
that
sense
is-
since we're evacuating, according to Horde.
That amounts to a combined number of 4,671,805 total dock and dock events, including 66,871 unique characters who have docked or undocked from this Keepstar.
Say that
The
again.
number of 66,871 unique characters have docked or undocked.
66,000 unique characters.
Basically 67,000, and 67,000 is basically 68,000. At that point, you're almost at 69,000. So that's nice.
Nice.
The number of Titans that have docked or undocked, or rather, Titans have undocked or docked from this keep 29,747 times.
Thanks for outing us.
That's just the number. Listen, it could be one guy just docking and undocking over and over again.
Okay.
it's just
this-
Kumi doing his freighter jumps.
Yeah, I was
It's
going
fine.
to say, that's just freighter jumps.
It's not the number of Titans; it's just how many times Titans have undocked. or
Okay, all
docked.
right, good. All right, good. Thank you. Thank you.
Supers
That's better.
have undocked or docked 26,726 times.
Well, they're not bridging anybody. So
Of course. Dreads have docked or undocked 58,978 times. And the
That's a lot
top
of crab
10
beacons.
docked, indeed, the top 10 docked and undocked ship groups are, which will probably surprise
What?
almost nobody. Number 10 are the Interceptors with 162,000.
Not surprised.
Number 9, Combat Battle Cruisers with 177,000, almost 178. Number 8, Assault Frigs with 184,000 undocks or docks. Number 7 is Blockade Runners with 207,000. Number 6 are Cruisers with 235,000.
There's the Vexers.
Number 5, Jump Freighters.
Jump
with
Raiders.
207
I bet that'd be higher, but okay.
I thought that would have been number 1,
270,000.
not going to lie.
270,436 docks or undocks. Number 4 is the Frigate class with
Okay.
298,896 total docks or undocks. Number 3 is the Capsule
Yes.
with
Nice.
316,000 total docks or undocks. Number 2 is the Hauler with 332,000.
And number 1 is the Rorqual, right?
That would be very funny. No, number 1's the Shuttle with 652,000.
The shuttle. Number
Nice.
1.
Then the Noble Shuttle.
Shuttle haulers and pods, the top 3. Go
Hell yeah.
figure.
That makes you wonder if they if this is something moved out of here fairly recently. So
That's it.
there are. I mean, I will tell you this. I mean, there are numbers. Obviously, we the company have access to a lot of different numbers about everything in the game. That informs a lot of just different decision making, all kinds of stuff. There are numbers related to this keep and other keeps in the game that are pretty staggering, but I will tell you this as much as I can. This keep is special for a lot of different reasons, obviously, not just to the players, but to us as well. So we've been keeping an eye on this one for no other reason than it's just want to make sure it's not going to crash the node. But we, I think a lot of people in the game right now are if they're not in the system currently, they're at least keeping an eye on what's going to happen here today. So that's pretty cool.
Absolutely. And what I would suggest, and since I'm not on the CSM anymore, but I am here and you are watching, and Swift is in the channel and you're on as well, let me put a plug in here. I think that this would be a lovely system to put a new Eve monument in.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just saying.
Right there.
I certainly
Be a good
cannot
idea.
speak to anything like that. You'll need to take that up with your CSM.
Okay.
Where's Zintage at when you need him?
Right.
What would you
right.
want as a monument? Would you want a statue or like?
No, you'd put a mini Keepstar.
Something. I mean, look, the monument in M2 is amazing.
Or-
I am not going to tell the art team what to design, but putting something in here, I think would be pretty freaking cool.
I don't think a broken Keepstar. I mean, that could work, but I don't know. Isn't there a broken Keepstar already somewhere else? Like as a monument?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
A dead
Maybe
bee
I'm wrong.
statue? A gold Keepstar?
No, I think there is a broken keep.
No, yes,
yeah,
the
to
TTT has a
Perimeter.
broken keep. The TTT.
Oh,
has
but
a
that's what
broken
I
keep.
thought. I was like, I know they've
And
done that
perimeter,
to
yes,
somebody's.
That's right. You're right. You're right. I totally forgot. That's right.
One of the Sigma dudes is a lifesaver. They've just contracted me a Rifter because I joined their
Yay.
fleet. Stop shooting
Aw.
me.
Thank you. Thank you. Very good. It would be nice, obviously, to have something nom-nom related there. That would be nice.
Yeah, there's
are-
some bombers from Can I Bring My Drake
Okay. Not surprised.
shooting at, or trying to bomb us all off station.
I'm not surprised. As you can see, local is
Where do you
spiking
live?
again. We are almost at the 3,000 mark. I don't have a D-scan. If anybody wants to give me a D-scan right now, real quick, of what we have in 1DQ, but I think we do have probably more than 12 or 1,300 goons in here now, which is nice.
I can tell you that it's almost all rifters.
That's what we like to see.
I'm doing it. Whether my computer will survive me doing it is a different story.
All right.
800
Thank
more
you
are
to
coming.
Saith here for that D-scan. All right, guys, thank you. You don't have to keep posting the D-scans. You're going to get timed out, but I got them.
We got it.
I got it. We have 846 goons, 674 in it, 227 brave, 173 horde, 130 sigma, 88 DC, 41 shadow, 33 fraternity, 24 NC dot,
Wow.
15 TNT, 15 lawn, among others.
Among others.
The
Yeah,
top
apparently there's-
corporation, of course, is Karma Fleet.
Of course.
Just saying.
I'm watching
There's something up with that D-scan.
it all collapse into one spot. I'm really hoping the bombers don't hit you guys because you're all collapsing into one spot together. Good luck.
That'd be very funny. Would be very, very funny. Where are they? Where are they at?
Oh yeah, Mrs. Gigex is on the way. Hi, John. But yeah, no, there's still a bunch of goons on the way. Some that died, like Dave, and have to make a second trip. Though hopefully the tie-dye is better on the second trip, just because half of
So-
us have made it here.
In between that last D-scan and one I just did for local, another 100 goons jumped. So
There
the
you go.
goons are piling in.
Electroshock Eve with the winning joke. Gigax would give at least a left hand to make it there. Yes, he would.
What is?
I
what is
heard
that
that's
joke?
quite handy. Really?
Are you not aware of this joke, Mark?
This is news to me.
Are you kidding?
I'm not.
Shall I or shall you?
Oh my God. Go ahead and tell him, Dave.
So when the judge flipped all of CO2's assets to Goonswarm, he may or may not have threatened to find him and cut off his hands. Which then
Gigax
lends
threatened
itself
to do
back.
that to the judge.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what. Okay.
And that
Yeah.
earned him a permaban
I
from
am.
EVE Online.
And then suddenly
Certainly.
his wife was running CO2.
Go figure.
Interesting.
Frisk, I think I need to be on TV more. Someone asked, who the hell is Don Rhea?
Who is Don Rhea?
I have a whole patch named after me.
Ladies
I
and
should
gentlemen,
be
we
a little-
have crashed the 3,000 character mark
goody.
in 1DQ. We
Yep.
are there. It is still steadily going up. We'll keep going. For those of you who don't know, Dawn Rhea is one of the breaking news anchors here on INN. In addition to being one of the breaking
Legend.
news anchors, she is
Legend of INN.
she is the queen of mining. She runs the
Oh.
Locust program for EVE. She is a longtime goon director.
She's very
She's
lovely.
been here longer than me.
Yeah, actually,
Most
surprisingly.
people have been here longer than you. You've not been here that long.
I know, only what, 20 years?
No.
Something like that. Almost 19.
Brisk, I think
Hey,
you've been playing EVE longer. You
I've only been in
joined,
Goons
when
for
did
like
you
7
join in
years.
it?
I joined in it in 2016, and then my alt
So
joined
when I
Goons in
joined.
2019. But I was in it for most of my career. I've been in Goons for 2 years now.
Yeah, I joined Goons in 2017.
I've been
Well,
in
technically
it
I was in
longer than the
Bastion
other
for a little
alliance.
bit, but
That's it. I'm new in Goons, 2 years. Only 2 years. I mean, granted, I've had a character in Goons for a long time, but I've been only in Goons for 2 years. So there you go. But most of us playing this, it's funny because you talk to people about EVE, and the length of time people have been playing this game, the length of time the game has been around and has been part of the MMO scene is just absurd. Like, there are very few still going, still being developed, still not in maintenance mode MMOs that have been going on as long as EVE Online. It launched in May of 2003, 22 years ago. I've been playing since 2006. Some of the people playing here have been playing since beta, since before the game was even out. It's pretty crazy. I am sure that there are multiple, May 23rd, I think was, or May 26th, I think was the day the game came out, 2003 characters here. Plenty.
probably.
And there are probably a lot of folks that have been in Goons since the beginning, since the very beginning that were here.
And to give you guys a heads up, I believe there will be an ad break starting in less than 2 minutes. If you don't want to deal with ads, well, we might snooze it, but there will be ad breaks coming up in a few minutes. So if you don't want to deal with that, you're welcome to sub or not. We'll be
You got
back
another
after a
5
couple
minutes.
minutes.
Another
Yeah,
5
you got
minutes.
another
Well,
5
once this goes through, let it go. And again, because I want to get the ad out of the way. That way, when we get closer to 0, I don't want to miss any of the ending.
I can just
think
manually
everybody
trigger
wants
it
to
if
see
you want.
You know what? Just run the ad now, and then we'll
Yeah.
deal with it while we're not doing anything important. So,
That should get in the way of it. It's
all right,
running.
ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take an ad break. We are forced to do this. We'll see you in a little bit.
And for you subscribers, hi, you're still here.
Yeah.
Hello,
I'm gonna start
subscribers.
off.
You don't have to deal with ads. Welcome to our continuing coverage.
Right, I'm going to be brave and try and dock, get in this rifter and undock.
I think tidal-wise, I think you can make it.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's not too bad right now. It's like 16%.
I think
And
we've
Brisk
got
is
a
like,
ways
it
to
shouldn't
go
take
before
2
this
hours.
blows
I
up.
know, we're not even 50% yet.
So this has been out for more than half an hour. It's knocking on the door of about 40 minutes. And it's not 50%
Need an hour?
yet, so we got time.
Yeah. We're at 57%. We're getting
Which
there.
means I need to go message some people that are meant to be on a particular show tonight.
Yeah, I don't know why you're trying to message me in the middle of tie-dye.
I wonder.
Yeah. Let's punt that to next week.
Let them know we're in the middle of something.
Yeah, I had to tell my
it's,
parents. I was like,
two
hey, I'm doing
Imperium
something important today.
leaders.
I am unavailable.
Now I am going to dinner at 5 o'clock, which is in.
Okay,
an
now
hour
why
and
does it
20
say
minutes.
incoming
Yes.
ad break in 5 minutes when we just did an ad break?
I don't know.
Good job,
It's weird.
Dave.
No, just hit the snooze again. It should make that sod off.
It better go away.
We're back.
Go away.
Because
Ladies and gentlemen, you are
theoretically, it
watching
shouldn't-
continuing INN coverage of the retirement of the 1DQ Keepstar. I am Brisker Ball alongside Dave Archer, Don Rea, and CCP Yotun. The Keepstar is approaching 50% structure. We have almost 3,400 people on grid. As numbers are going to continue going up as more people make it into the system. Isabella, where are the people where are the people from Horde attacking people coming to 1DQ? What system is that, Dave?
ETech V was the
ETech
main
V
one.
is it?
So look for deaths there, Isabella. Write their names down. We'll just go get them later in our redeemers.
I mean, if Horde had any good nature, they would be giving them a bollocking right now. But
Well, maybe they will. Who knows? But sometimes it's hard to deal with problems in the moment, so we just get to give them a lashing later.
Chad's CCP Yotun looks like he's in the presidential room in the White House because he wanted to put a cool background up behind him to pretend he's me. This background is real. This is my actual office. Yotun has to use a green screen.
Ultrari says that Gobbins is taking care of it.
Very good.
The smart bomber.
Very good. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Gobbins, I appreciate that.
Can't help the other ones that are out there, but yeah, that's appreciated.
Grab something off the shelf. I did that already. I'll show you guys. Actually, I'll put this
grabbed
Rifter
the
back.
Rifter.
There you go.
It's not real. It's just, in really good AI. I think Asher did actually die. I think Asher did actually die. Let me see.
I really only did that to show my shorts off. That's all.
somebody that used to be an ASCII just messaged me saying they just logged in today, and it seems they
He's a little
undocked
late.
into all the.
They don't know what's going on, huh?
There's a character named Asher Elias's cat?
Nice. I'm sure there is.
No, I'm just like, yeah, Z killed it. Yeah, it looks like someone was shooting Asher.
I mean, never not shoot Asher, but.
Right.
Yeah, somebody just PM me saying somebody blapped Asher.
He
That
says
doesn't
Asher
surprise
says
me.
AWOC's by a blue.
We thought he was dead before. Now he's dead now. Go figure. What else is new?
At least got the tag to keep.
You know, you can just get in a rookie ship and still shoot it for free. No ammo involved.
That is true.
As long as his pod didn't get sent back. I kind of wish we had a skin on this while it dies, but I understand why we don't.
Well, you know,
I don't-
that was one of the things I was going to yell at Kazanir about because I have a big problem with the fact
With
that the
naked-
keep is not skinned while we're killing it. This is just upsetting to me.
If it makes you feel any
Naked.
better, you would not see the skin right now anyway. Skin
Is it
Because
because
it's
it's
low
low
power.
power?
See,
Yes.
that annoys me.
Okay.
I'm sure it did have a skin on it, but then the skin went bye-bye. Yotun, can you please ask the guys to fix that? Because I don't like that.
Yeah, I'll get right on that one, boss. Don't worry.
Yeah, please get that on there. So
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I managed
So
to
for those of
undock.
you who want to know, just because your CCP Yotun is here because we like Mark, he's an old friend, former INN co-host on the Meta Show. He does not work on EVE Online. He works on EVE Frontier, a different game.
True. I do stuff for you sometimes.
That's working.
I mostly just shit posts in Discord.
Which we like. Appreciate that.
I feed when CCPB tells me to feed. Other than that, yeah, just doing our own thing. Some just blew up. You see that?
I did. That was pretty solid. Something in the middle there. Not sure
That's
what
quite
it
an
was,
explosion.
but it's going big.
It's a significant
Nice little
explosion,
explosion.
actually.
Take it. An orca. Very nice.
Someone's
okay.
getting you in a lot of trouble for killing Asher right now, apparently. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's bad news. Shouldn't do
That
that.
happens. Orca down. I mean, honestly,
There was
think
an
about it this
orca?
way. Yeah, if you have ships in 1DQ that you don't want to send to asset safety, undock the shit now. It's going to die. It's going to die.
It's true.
No worries. Well, they'll kill it. It'll be all right. Man, I got to say, you got to have some big ass balls to kill poor Asher in the middle of the fleet on the day we're retiring the 1DQ Keepstar. Just saying.
There's this kill mail if you want to see it. And I did not L minor you. Oh, it was the orca that killed him.
The orca killed him. Okay.
The orca killed him.
That's really funny.
That's funny as shit.
Oh, there we go.
That's
actually
funny. Oh, that's great.
A little better view over here.
Here, I'll post it for chat since not everyone. That's pretty funny. Good times.
That's solid.
Hey, Brisk, there's a name in local that hasn't been seen in game for a while.
What's the name?
Oh, which one?
There's a certain CCP person that's on his old character.
Oh. Is it Elise Randolph?
Yeah.
Nice. There is Asher's kill mail, as you guys can see right here. Killed by Sidon of Karma Fleet. Oh shit. I'm going to be in trouble with that.
That's rough.
Hey, I mean, still, Swift is a very nice chap. Met him in person. Great dude.
We love Swift. I have to say, you know, and this is a little bit of brown nosing, but I'm allowed to. CCP has done an excellent job in hiring for the community team over the last 2 or 3 years, picking up tons of players, turning them into devs. Great idea. Very proud of you guys. Keep it up.
My game's doing a weird thing. So I undock, I lock the target, I 100% click lock target, and then it goes docking.
Nice.
Not ideal.
So we're going to have a battle royale at the end of this, right?
I don't know what's going to happen at the end, but let me tell you.
I
there
think
are a
we
lot
should
of
all
rifters
fucking
here.
shoot each other. We should all shoot each other at the end.
A lot of rifters. Just saying. Yep. Swift, Convict, CCP Beast, Alpha, Jotun, whatever the hell Ithaca's name is, I can never remember it.
Overload.
CCP Overload. CCP Zealous. We have
There's
tons of
3,600 in local now.
Shines, thank you for asking the question that is on everyone's lips. Where is your bathrobe, Mark?
All right, give me a second.
Thank you. Please.
Insert
we got a
potato
bathrobe
joke
of
here
weird
for Dark
food.
Shines.
Everybody's lisp.
I just want to see all the CCPers here. Oh, there's only 2 CCPers.
Yo, next time I meet
There are
Shines, I'm
probably
going to
plenty of
hand
them
him a
here. They're just not
potato.
local.
Yeah, yeah. I think most of them should be in Rifters.
We are steadily climbing still. We're getting close to 3,700 in local. We could crack 4. I would not be surprised. What is the percentage of the Keepstar now, guys?
It is a whopping, it will update, 52%.
52%. We are almost at 50% here on the Keep. The Keep came out an hour ago, almost exactly an hour ago. I feel like we probably have another 45 minutes or so.
What did I tell you, Brisk? What did I tell you?
You were correct.
I said it would take almost 2 hours because of tie-dye.
You were correct.
It's only, if everyone wasn't here, it would be a half an hour, maybe 40 minutes.
That is correct.
Probably 40 minutes.
Yeah, because I think the plates don't matter, right? On the
no,
structure.
because that's armor plates, but it's
well, I'm saying the low slots have nothing in it then, basically.
Yeah, napkin math, it's 40 minutes to effort.
You want to put it? Well, yeah, I'd expect so. But I'm just saying, like, a normal Keepstar, because, like, I've had to... Oh, poor me. I've had to do so many Keepstar shoots. The armor one is always the worst. Like, shield is, like, nothing. And then armor is just a slog. Because a lot of people like to put, like, 4 or 5 plates on the damn thing. And then hull really doesn't take that long. Unless you're, like, actually fighting over it. Oh, could you imagine? I like Ragnar Primes. I was hoping for a mass PDS at 1%. With all the frigates, could you imagine?
Now we've got the Mark Resurrectus everyone here wanted to see.
I'm resisting the urge to shoot at the Naglafar on the Undock, piloted by John Hartley.
Is it detethered?
Yeah.
I'm surprised that he's not getting
he's
shot.
Probably swearing at me and mumble at the moment. Hold on.
There we go. Mark, dressed in his normal Meta Show costume.
We are on an ad break, by the way. But
another one?
I told you.
Let it run. Don't.
Just let it run.
I can't stop it anyway.
John Hartley dying in a dread. Nothing exciting to see.
It's okay. That's it.
I hope John detethers so we could just murder him. That's a funny one. Sorry.
3,000 rifters on D-Scan. That's not bad.
30.
What?
Yeah, there's 3,700 in local right
bad
now.
at all.
Basically, look at the meme out I just pinged.
You'll like it. Yeah, because you got to be careful. Even if you're like joking around to like poke somebody in tie-dye, it's really hard to stop on time. So, are we at 50? I think we're at 50.
We're at 50.
50%, halfway there.
Living on there.
Poor Asher's Comel.
Yeah, someone else gave him a rifter, so he's good to go.
Poor Asher.
You got an Amazon ad?
So Milan.
I get like these like spray bottle ads over here. I don't know what the fuck they're for.
Spray bottle ads?
Yeah.
You're a mod. Why are you getting ads?
What do I get ads? Because I'm not giving INN money when I'm not getting any of it.
How are you?
Do you think I get paid for any of the stuff we do on INN? No, it's strictly for
I've never gotten paid anything, and I give them money every week, every month.
No, absolutely. No, Rampage gets
it. The point I'm making is you're a mod.
That's fine, giving it to Rampage. I'm not going to complain.
That's what I'm saying. It's my Twitch Prime sub or Amazon Prime sub goes over to Rampage because then I don't have to not see Merc's beautiful face. So
there you go.
Good reason as any.
I ain't getting it. No, then they don't get to have it. Oh, I got an ISK. Who gave me an ISK? The money. Oh, I know, Brick. There are a lot of ships that are off the Keepstar too. I don't really know why they're just hanging out over there.
Well, I would expect that the vast majority of those ships are going to wait till it gets down to the very end, run in, shoot at it, and then try to run off so they don't get potted or blown up. Which is...
Yeah, there's still bombers out here throwing bombs every now and then, too.
Correct. We are now officially past 50%, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate the fact that you are all here joining us for INN's continuing coverage of the retirement of the 1DQ Keepstar. I'm Brisker Ball alongside Dave Archer, Don Rhea, and CCP Yotun, a.k.a. Mark, the man, the myth, the legend, Resurrectus. Mark, you've been working on E-Frontier for a while now. Do you still have time to play EVE? Do you get to hang out in wormholes with your friends?
I was playing EVE last night, homie.
That's what I like to hear.
I play EVE. I could go on the spiel about how, Frontier and EVE really are very different games, because it's true. But, yes, I am. CCP as a company encourages its devs to play the game. In fact, on days, I have found my boss, CCP Swift, in making a note of getting ahead of me a little bit in chat right now, has been very understanding whenever I am perhaps, let's say, a little untimely in the morning on nights where I've been up till 3 a.m. playing EVE with my USTZ friends. Sometimes just the way it goes. You know what I mean? So,
sorry, guys. I was hanging out in EVE last night. I'll be in an hour.
The thing is, I can't hide it. It's not like they're not gonna know. It's not like
they can
other
check
places.
The logs.
Yeah,
the
other
logs
places I've
do
worked
show
at,
something.
I can be like, oh, yeah, sorry, I had a rough night of sleep. If I say that here, they're like, hey, we saw you in the fleet last night. Like, we know you were logged in. We can see everything. So I'm like, oh, okay. So, but no, CCP, in my experience, I've only been here. I've been here a little bit over a year now. Really likes it when our devs play the game, and there are a lot of devs who play the game more even I think than I was expecting when I started. Now that I've gotten in here and started get to know the the people I work with more, and find out where they and all over, not just in null but in low sec, in in wormholes. A couple people who just hang out in high sec and run missions and check out cool skins and that kind of thing. So it's a good atmosphere if you want to be an EVE player and also want to work, because they are pretty understanding and pretty chill about that. I will say, obviously, it is a little bit more difficult, right? Because you just when you do the job all day long and then you come home and the guy's like, hey, you want to play the game? It's like, you want me to work after I've been at work all day? But it's different. And
see, that
honestly,
that to me is one of the things that has always made me hesitate to monetize a hobby,
yeah,
because it's like, I love doing this. Am I going to love doing this when I have to do it? Because my salary depends on it. I don't know.
My experience has been, I have the best job in the world, and I get to say that all the time, and it's true. It's never stopped being true. I really do have the best job in the world. I have the opportunity every day to not just talk to a lot of cool people at work, but also hang out with a bunch of cool players and interact with people from all different walks of life throughout the game. And I have gotten the opportunity to do cool shit, both in game and out of game. If it's not doing streams with CCPB or doing streams with my own guys in Frontier, or doing events in game under aliases and stuff, or doing live events. FanFest, getting on stage at FanFest was insane. One of the coolest experiences of my entire life. Or being able to go to London like we did last year for EVE London was super, super cool. So I was afraid a little bit early on when I got in here that I would have to kind of step really, really far back from the life and experiences that I've been able to build up till this point, and not really be able to interact with the game at all. But that has been the furthest from the truth. Obviously there are rules that we have to follow, that I've been better or worse about following since I got here. It's all about learning and growing, certainly. But it's a good atmosphere, and everybody in that office fucking loves EVE Online, dude. There's not a person in that place who doesn't love this game.
Now I have a question for you. This
Yes.
is from It's Gone Turn. He wants to know,
Okay.
Do employee Z kill boards affect evaluation salary adjustments? He wants to know.
God, I hope not. I that would not be good for your boy. No, it is funny too, because I mean, obviously we have quite a few people who are fairly well accomplished in game. I think CCP Swift is maybe at the top of the leaderboard in that regard in terms of space fame prior to becoming a member of CCP.
I would agree with that.
I think that's probably fair, but yeah, all kinds of people. I mean, CCP Alphas is very active, of course. CCP B, CCP Zealous. CCP Fozzie. I mean, these are all people who CCP Kestrel. I mean, there may not be another person in the world who knows more about
about the community team. That's another good hire.
I mean, that guy. Oh my god, dude. He's like a walking, talking encyclopedia on EVE Online. It is insane to like be in the same room with that dude when he's.
Oh, trust me. Like when I was on the CSM with him, CCP Kestrel, formerly Sutonia, was on the CSM with me. CSM 13, and I mean we're sitting in meetings, and somebody would ask a question, and the devs would look at him, and he would give the answer. Like it was always like, what's the CPU fitting for a Rifter, whatever, something.
You don't memorize
totally
that stat?
esoteric like that. He knew it.
Do I? One thing I do love about CCP is bringing in players into their staff. There are some game companies that would be a bit cautious about that, probably.
Yeah.
But a lot of the staff are players. For instance, my old housemate that got me into the game started working at CCP in May. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I will say there are very few people. I mean, there are, obviously CCP is, a decent sized company. It's not a huge company, but it's a pretty big company. So there are plenty of people there who are doing a job, right? They're in finance, or they're in, maybe HR, or in, any number of these other positions where they're not, directly game related. But I will tell you that even if they don't have a lot of experience playing the game in game, even people who are just like, even the administrative staff. I mean, everybody, even people who have probably never ever logged into the game, still unironically love EVE, love the players, love the atmosphere, love the environment. Like, just there's so much. I mean, and you see it a lot, especially at like FanFest. And I got the chance, obviously, to be at FanFest this year because I live here now, and was very disappointed to see that Brisker Ball was not there.
But not there, sadly. Maybe next year.
Maybe next year. But my expectation going into it was that we would have, obviously, plenty of people working there, from our team and from a lot of the game teams in general. But seeing just so many different people from across the company bring themselves, their kids, the rest of their families, like that's such a. I mean, like it makes me a little bit. How do you not be romantic about that kind of thing? I mean, I get a little bit sentimental when I think about it, because from the outside looking in, I know sometimes it feels like there's a disconnect sometimes between what CCP is and how it presents itself and what it does for the players, and a lot of people have a lot of strong opinions about some of those things. But I can assure you, as somebody who a year ago was sitting in the States and only had just started working here, and 2 years ago would have never dreamed that this was ever in the cards, I can assure you that I have never, ever been at a place where the people who worked there cared more about the product they were developing. I can guarantee it.
And that I'd have to say is one of the things that most players who don't go to FanFest, who've never been to Iceland, who have not had interactions with CCP, who've not gone to see what they do on the ground there, it's very common to be like, do they even play this game? Do they even care? Is this game is just a way to make money? They're just milking us and microtransactions and Summer of Rage and all this other nonsense. But when you go and you talk to them, and you go and you sit down, and you see everybody, especially at FanFest, when you see the huge numbers of CCP employees that are all there behind the scenes doing stuff, that the folks that you're not going to see on a stream, you're not going to see, the not CCP beasts, the not CCP Ritatis, the not CCP burgers, the folks that you don't see, they are all the types of people that are there working. And then you're going to realize, wow, there are a ton of people here and they all love this game. and you talk to them, and they're all passionate about it. So a lot of I always have stuff like people. I used to get in trouble when I was on the CSM, and I try to remind everybody I'm not here to defend CCP, but I am fair. And if you guys are saying stupid shit, I'm going to say, hey, that's not exactly accurate. And one of the things that I hated people saying is stuff like, oh, they don't care. They don't care about it. What's going on?
Yeah,
I don't get it.
I'm kind of the same way, and I've called us out. I called ourselves as a company out before too, publicly, if it needs to be done. I mean, we are at least. I think the thing that I have been most like, what's the word for it? Most like,
critical.
No, not critical. The opposite of critical. The thing that has comforted me the most since joining the company has been seeing how, even since I started here, we have become more comfortable with like being more open, being more transparent, being more available, and admitting when things like didn't quite work out. Like I think I know he gets a lot of good press, and he should. And I'm going to do it again, but he's not obviously the only person who does this. But CCP Okami has been very, very good and very forthright, I think, about a lot of the issues, different concerns about things, how things have developed over the last couple of years, even just the last couple of months since he started in the position that he's in now. When you talk about things that happened in Equinox, and then more recently in Revenant and now Legion, the thing is, we talked about this earlier, and it's true. It is so hard. This is such a hard game to develop in isolation, right? You can't develop the game agnostic of players. But at the same time, it is very hard to test new things without having, 25,000 people who can jump in there and fuck around with it at any given moment, right? So it is sometimes, things sometimes, don't go out the way that they're intended to go out. And I think most players, I'll be very clear, most players, there are some people who are, but I think most players are understanding of that, and understanding that this is, our timeline for EVE Online is in terms of years and years, not in terms of weeks and months, right? Obviously, we anticipate the game is going to be around for a long time, and we want to make sure that the game continues to get good, get better over that time. So, do you risk a short-term Band-Aid? Maybe sometimes if it calls for it, or do you take the time to try and work on a system that works even better over time? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. And the fact that we've gotten more comfortable, being upfront with players and be like, hey, yeah, listen, that shit was not great, but don't worry, obviously we're still working on it, and we're gonna try and do what we can do. So all those, I mean, it's not, like I said, CCP Okami is very good about it, but it's not just CCP Okami. Obviously across the teams. I think, if you ever get the chance to go back and watch some of the panels from FanFest, obviously, or any of the developer streams we've been doing now more frequently, the weekly streams, CP Monty, who just joined the company, has been really working hard on getting our new podcast studio set up so we can have like weekly, more often, like more frequent shows with like developers in the studio right in front of you all the time, to answer questions, to talk about what they're working on. So there's not these big, long blocks of silence in between, things happening. We should, and I have always felt this way, we should be more communicative. The more we can explain why things are the way they are, or why what we're at least trying to accomplish, even if we don't quite hit the mark, like that means something to people. People like actually get like, when you show that you are not just shooting in the dark, then people are like, oh, okay, I understand. I understand how you get there now. So seeing CCP Kestrel go on, out in Discord and start talking about it, seeing CCP Okami start these threads and, getting these feedback from all these different channels, there's so many people right now who are working so hard to get the game to a point. And I want to, it's obviously all those guys, but like even all the way up to and I don't want to sit here and brown nose either, even though these people are my bosses at some level. But like, people like CCP Burger, CCP Ritati, who I think have gotten a lot of bad press they did not deserve by any stretch of the imagination in the past, are, just on that grind constantly, trying to make the game as good as it can be. So they work harder than I do, and I work pretty damn hard. So I didn't want to turn this into CCP's great.
Honestly,
stream,
look,
but-
Mark, having you here, having the ability to talk to you a little bit about CCP stuff, I think is pretty critical. And it's not like we don't have time because
we certainly have plenty of time.
Where are we
I have
at here?
updated
So we are
numbers,
at
by the way.
40.
currently the Keepstar is at 40%. We are
40%.
making about 1% a minute. So we would assume another 40 minutes or so. So around 4:47, 20:47 Eve time, we should see the Keepstar go boom. And then once that's done, people have been asking, Brisk, can we do a free for all? I don't know what's going to happen. All I know is
Steve,
shit's
stuff
going to
and
happen.
things.
Shit is
Gonna
going to
happen.
happen.
I do, Brisk, I do have updated numbers for local counts and ships on grid. If you
Please.
see them. So in local at the moment, as you can see on the stream, there's 3,766. There's 1,600 Goon Swarm, 639 in it, 246 Brave, and then Horde rocking about 200. The biggest corp in local, who can guess it? Anyone?
Karma Fleet.
Armor Fleet.
Armor Fleet. Second biggest corp in local is the better corp, ASCII.
Okay.
Whatever you say, Dave. Whatever you say.
Dick ass.
Yeah, nobody guessed one. There were 3,052 rifters in local. Yeah, I suppose that's the only. Oh, and one dreadnought, John.
Of course.
Crown Hartley.
Yeah, and a
He's
splattering
alive,
of
I
other
hope. Yeah.
stuff. He is. Still
Karma
alive,
Fleet,
yes.
prior to about a week ago, had more than 11,000 members. And then Merkel Chen and myself spent the next 4 days solid, and I mean solid, kicking inactive people who had not logged in 2025 and had not gotten a PAP since way before that. For those of you who are living in high-sec, a PAP is what we in Goons call a participation point. And it requires going on fleets to do that. Dakin, did I kick you? No, in fact, I was nice enough not to kick you, even though you were on the list to get kicked because you haven't logged in. There were people who were lucky because I did it and saw their names and I knew who they were and I was like, I'm not going to kick him. But we managed to kick nearly 3,000 members out of Karma Fleet. So if you were kicked for inactivity, ASCII is recruiting.
Yeah, if you get kicked from Karma Fleet, you can't join ASCII. That's literally how it works. Surprisingly, the two biggest Goon Corps do talk to each other. It's amazing, isn't it?
Amazingly enough.
Yeah, shocker.
So
We're closing in on 4,000 in the system right now, by the way. That is
we are
insane.
we're up there. The numbers have been kind of tight, or kind of steady,
They're
I'd say.
pretty stable.
We're at 3760 in the 3760 range. I expect as we get a little bit closer and people realize, hey, they can still get here, to keep still going, they're going to start moving in this direction. But I would like to think that by the time we hit the very end, we'll get to 4,000.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody just messaged me that some people met the Wrath of Darkshines for killing people heading to the system.
Oh,
yeah, I heard that.
Oh, yeah. Shiny Boy will not put up with that, let me tell you.
Never piss off an Irishman.
No, he certainly will not.
Never piss off.
Especially not that
Don't
Irishman.
touch his
That
potatoes.
is exactly right. There will be no mercy.
I fucking love that dude.
I love him. He's great.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and go see him here before too long.
I met him when I was at FanFest, and it was great. Well, he was looking around for me, and I was wearing my INN shirt that's got my name on the back. He was like, "I can't see you." He was stood literally like a meter behind me, looking at my back that says my name.
Bless his
That
heart.
doesn't surprise me at all.
Then again, he had to crane his neck to see it a little bit.
It's much. I will say it's much easier to get to the rest of Europe from here than it would have been from the States. So, I'm 100% going to be taking some trips here before too long to visit the people, man. To visit all the homies.
You got to go to Eve London and Eve Amsterdam and Eve Moscow and everywhere else. I mean, you got to. I think I am going
to try and go to Eve Amsterdam this year for sure.
Any excuse I have to go to Amsterdam, I will take. So I might have to meet you there.
I love Amsterdam. It's
I love it too.
great.
I've been there. It's great. I went there on New Year's.
Especially when you get outside of the train station area. Like the train station area is very touristy, but once you go out to like the next ring and like back by like the art museum and everything. Oh,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
pretty.
There's some great shopping places though as well. It was very
Oh,
fun when I
it's so
went.
nice.
There's a giant
I love
Warhammer
Amsterdam.
store in Amsterdam that I want to
They
get
have a
to
great
next
zoo
time.
too. Highly
Oh,
recommend.
I went to the Rotterdam one. It was great.
Same. Safety is not a big thing in the Amsterdam Zoo. They just have a bunch of signs that say "Don't stick your fingers in. Good luck." You could literally just jump into the sea lion pit.
They also
And
have
have a good
a lot
time.
of signs that say, watch out for the people on bikes because you're supposed to be out of their way. They definitely care more about bikers than pedestrians. And here we go, CCP Kiki Mora on the stream. Hi, Kiki.
What up, cat? Oh, there we go.
She's here to say hi to all of us.
Yes. Yes.
That's our girl, Kiki.
What up, girl?
She's getting bigger. I remember when she was just a little baby.
She got that thickness now.
Look at that.
She's too much of a lazy cat.
On her way, being a chonk.
It's the way it goes.
So how does she like Iceland?
Oh, she's a fan. I mean, she probably does not notice that she ever left.
She's
Georgia.
not in the same country anymore.
Yeah. She was upset that she was in a box for a little while, and then she was in a room for 2 weeks, and then she was out of that room. Now she's here. So
somebody had asked if you had to give up your U.S. citizenship to go work in Iceland. No, he did not. He has a visa.
I did not. I have residency here. Certainly, I have a legal address, and God willing, they will not kick me out of the country. But
that'd be nice.
Yeah, right.
Now there is. I've known a number of people that have moved from other places in the world to Iceland to work for CCP. Very few of them have managed to go and get citizenship because the process to get citizenship in Iceland is not easy. Like you got to learn a lot of stuff, including how to speak Icelandic, which is not the easiest language in the world. So,
no, it is not. Speak English.
It is a hard language to learn, and it is there aren't that many people who speak it. But I think Icelandic sounds lovely. I'm just I think probably too dumb to learn it. So,
I don't think I could learn it. I've tried to listen, and I listened whenever I was in Iceland, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I wish I could speak that language. But fortunately, everybody speaks English, so I don't have to.
That is true.
It's nice. Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching continuing INN coverage of the retirement of the 1DQ1 Keepstar in Delve. This is the former headquarters of the Goonsform Federation, the former capital system of the Imperium. That system has been moved twice in the last year, first to UALX and now to CTAC-J.
A former Goonswarm home, I believe.
One of them
got kicked out of Cloud Ring or something like that.
There are plenty of places that have been our homes, but I think for most people, CTAC-J is more remembered as the meat grinder system, one of the most storied systems in EVE. There is a skin for the Kikimora, oddly enough, along the other Triglavian ships called the meat grinder, and it has CTAC-J on the side, and it has little ships warping in and then blowing up. It's a very cool skin, and it's all because this was one of the main systems for some of the Russian alliances in EVE Online for the longest time. And they fought over this system constantly, CTAC-J. So I'm happy that we are going to be living there because it takes a little bit of the sting out of not being in 1DQ, which I think has been a household name for all of us in Goonswarm and the Imperium, and for most of EVE for the last 10 years. But now we're on a new chapter, because the one thing I will say about this game, and we have talked about it before, but we have plenty of times, we're going to talk about it again. This game is 22 years old. Many of us have been playing for a long time. There are many things that have been said in EVE. This is impossible. This will never happen. They said Fort Knox, which was the first Keepstar dropped in EVE Online, that's never going to die. Pando killed it. They said Goons will never leave Delve. Asher moved us. The 1DQ Keepstar is never going anywhere. We are in the process of blowing it up. Right now on the screen, it is at 34%. 2/3 of this keep structure is gone. 1/3 remains. And once that's done, we're going to have something like 4,000 people sitting in the system with nowhere to go. I wonder what's going to happen next.
Wonder what will happen next.
I wonder what will happen next. We're almost at Darkshine's favorite number.
33?
Turkey Tree.
I love it.
Turkey Tree.
La-di-da-di-da.
Hey,
We're at
I would like to
33
point out
now.
this system has also at one point been at 3,333.
33, 3,300 33.
He's so gonna kill us.
Yes.
He'll be very angry
I
over
love
it.
33 as a number.
So
I put that in
as a funny remembrance, speaking of dark shines, I have a Sino alt that I made when I was back in it, and the Sino alt's name is Dark Shines Potato Farm. And
I remember
I did that on purpose because I wanted just one time to be the Sino in the fleet and have Shine say, okay, everyone jump to Dark Shines Potato Farm. He did it once. One time for me and never again. Go ahead, Dave.
I have two funny memories of Shines. First one was we're FCing Summit, I can't remember what, but for some reason he had to say 33 and we made him repeat it about 8 times because we
33.
pretended we didn't hear him. And then whenever he got annoyed on Discord, I used to just go, "Ooh, who stole your potatoes?" Which of course just made it worse. And Shines
Demetriel,
unmuted right as we were making
33%.
fun of him.
That's what we're at. We have to make fun. Yotan, are you making fun of Asher? What are you doing?
Apparently he's shooting him.
Are you
I'm currently
shooting
laying
Asher? How
I
dare
am
you?
laying into him with God's own wings of victory
How
fireworks.
Dare you?
I am trying
Amazing.
to
Are you just
incite
trying to highlight where he's at on grid?
some festive feelings. Yes,
So-
to highlight where he is on the grid.
I mean, half the grid probably has him set neg 10 anyway.
It would be
I wouldn't be surprised. Not gonna lie.
it would be perhaps unkind of me to be shooting at somebody in a ship that they cannot shoot back. So this is just a friendly bout of some sparkly warklies. You know what I mean? Yeah, you guys get it.
We get it.
Hell
All right,
yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, we are in the last third of this Keepstar's life. This Keepstar has been in the system for more than 9 years. Probably, we can't confirm this, but we believe that it is the oldest Keepstar in EVE Online right now. It will no longer be the oldest Keepstar in EVE Online when it gets blowed up. I think it's, for those of us here, this is a Viking funeral, obviously, for our Keepstar here in 1DQ. I think for a lot of us, it's bittersweet, moving out of a system that you've lived in for a long time and not staying here forever. I mean, I'll be honest, when Asher started talking about the potential of moving the Alliance out of Delve after the Equinox patch dropped and the SOV changes were announced, I was against it. I was completely against it. And
He's
I was
Mr.
one of the
Negative
loudest.
Nancy over there.
I was a negative Nancy. I said, this is dumb. Why are we doing this? This is, I mean, and everything, because I am one of the co-directors of the Ministry of Truth, which is our propaganda wing. Why would we give up the narrative? 1DQ has been our home. It's branded. Everybody knows where it is. Why would we give that up? What possible good can we have moving from Delve to Tenerife? And Kazanir walked me through it, and Asher walked me through it, and I was adamant. This is stupid. I don't like it. We shouldn't do this. We should stay where we are. Don't we have enough money?
No.
And we moved, and I told Asher this maybe 3 or 4 months later as I saw the numbers coming in as my boys in Karma Fleet got mega rich in the new territory. And I said, you know what, Ash? I was wrong. I was completely wrong. We should have moved. This was the right thing. And I have to say, the second move, the new move from UALX to CTEC-J, this move I am 100% in favor of, because the reason why we're moving this time is because Horde wouldn't fight us, and I want them to fight us. So if we have to move next door to them, which is where CTEC-J is, we are 1 gate away from the drone regions, 1 regional gate, that's it. That makes me happy, because this is what I would like to see. I want to see more war. It's been 5 years since the last big war. We haven't had a big one in a while. We're due. A lot of CCPs made a lot of changes to the game, a lot of changes to SOV, a lot of changes to the way you generate wealth. We're hoping that they'll still fix Titans and Dreads and the costs and everything. We'll get there, I hope. But in the meantime, rolling back of all of the nerfs that were made 5 years ago to Titans and a bunch of the modules, shield modules, armor modules, so that Titans have their full tank back. All of that, that's great. Like that, I think, if anything, has made a lot of people more willing and more wanting to use their big toys. And that's what I'm hoping we're going to see. So I'm 100% in favor of this new move from UALX to CTAC-J. I'm looking forward to it because I think it's going to mean more fighting. More fighting in EVE is more fun. And more fun is why we play this game. Because, yes, this is a game. A lot of us think it's real life. Internet spaceships is serious business. But it's still a game. 30%. We're at 30%.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. Dawn, you were going to say something.
I was just gonna say our new space. The only thing I'm really excited about is our new space has like room for double the amount of T3 sites we could have. So maybe Rathbon can finally fucking stay off at his own fucking corner while the rest of us enjoy some fucking sites.
Well, yeah, there's a lot more room to spread out. So
Yeah.
when we moved to UALX, I put ASCII into 2 constellations, and it very, very quickly showed that that was not enough room. So it allows more spreading out. Also allows
Mhm.
better access to PvP. Because
Well,
if
it's also
anybody wants to PvP,
even
you just hop
coverage.
through the gate.
Right.
Right. We've
There's
got
better
instead of
coverage, isn't
having 2 stagers like the super stager and the beehive stager, we can have just one. Obviously that might change a little bit as we see how things work, because sometimes you find out, oh hey, this area is not that great, but if we moved over by 2 gates, this is a better, so that might change a bit, but it is nice that we can have everything under one umbrella in one spot and have easy access to our favorite punching bags next door. And I hope they will come pew pew and fight us some more.
So as you can see on the screen, I've got the latest D-scan. Of note, I have to say congratulations to Test Alliance. Please ignore. There are 7 of you. That constitutes the entire alliance. Everyone in Test is here today. Congratulations. That's wonderful. We're at 1,700 goons. That's about what I was expecting. As Dave mentioned earlier, there were close to 3 or 4 full fleets plus a half a dozen other fleets that were coming. So I think there were 11 total fleets from goons on their way here, which is legit. Makes us very happy. There are 214 from Pandemic Horde, a bunch from Brave, obviously in it. So we got all the folks that spent a lot of their time here in 1DQ. And of course, Karma Fleet is the #1 alliance. Corporation still here, just saying. Maybe Dave could get off his ass and get more than 100 ASCII guys here. I'm just saying.
Whoa,
There's only
Wow.
98.
excuse me.
Wow.
I'm only
Wow.
saying.
Whoa.
Called
That's a
out.
Oh,
Just saying.
Oh, look at
I don't know where
look
the
at
rest of them are, to be honest with you.
Look at Goonwoff over there, number 4.
Right. Well, to be honest, I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
they're all retired, so it's not like.
We have a lot
would
of
expect
newer
it.
people in Goonwaffa. The problem is, like, well, I guess the positive is you can't just join Goonwaffa. You got to know somebody, or you got to,
Why would
be
you
an
want
SA
it?
member.
You have to do something really, really wrong to end up in
You
WAP.
gotta,
That's what
it's
happens.
who you know or who you blow, right?
Exactly. Exactly. It's not like PL. It's not just a retirement home. That, I think, is one of the things that's most surprising to me on this
Right.
list is I don't see anybody from Pandemic Legion here.
I'm surprised Villy's not here just to say that he finally did it.
All right, there's five people from Pandemic Legion, and I think Elise is probably the head one. So maybe 4 more.
Well,
Elise, where are you guys at? Where's Headliner? The Keepstar is going to die.
I thought they'd want to be here. My favorite part is they say that Goonwaffa is a retirement home, and yet we still have like number 4, number 5 on PAPs, and we have no PAP requirement. We
Yeah, but
just
that's
do
probably
it.
because of all of the bloody directors and their alts.
No,
That's
most
true.
directors are not in Goonwaffa anymore, and all the GSOL people are in their own corp, so we don't even get
Yeah,
GSOL
but the
PAPs.
G-Soul stuff would have been accredited to the corp that owns the character in
G-Soul
the first
corp.
place, not.
Yeah, GSOL's got its own corp now.
I know. I'm in it.
We are
I
at
still
less
have
than
a character in it
30%
too.
here in 1DQ. Slowly but surely, the 1DQ Keepstar is on its way to a Viking funeral. I think, again, like I said, this is bittersweet for many of us, but at the same time, as Marco Ramius said in Hunt for Red October, when Cortez reached the New World, he burned his ships As a result, his men were well motivated. So we're gone. Delve is gone. We are out. And whoever wants to stay, you're welcome to it. You're welcome to it. Squiz, the reason why it's being retired is because there's no way to pick up a Keepstar that is actively being contested. And the result is it was going to die one way or the other. So we're just going to take care of it ourselves. That's it. Shines Jotun says that Shine says to Jotun, you should have this explosion flare up on the frontier map as an event. I think that would be cool.
That'd be interesting.
I think that would be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. So yes, so as a result, we're going to do what Pappy was unable to do, what everybody else that's come at us has been unable to do, and that is kill the 1DQ Keepstar. In it, congratulations, you made it to 1DQ by Christmas and took the system.
I think Brave won that race, though.
Brave did win the races. Brave was also here, yes.
But
Brave never held the SOV.
Pappy alliance. Yeah, they
Brave
did.
never held the SOV, did they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did they? I thought we had the SOV.
They were the first to take 1DQ.
All right.
Yeah, no, they took this out.
Brave took it.
But they didn't take the Keepstar, obviously. That was the condition. They couldn't have the Keepstar.
Got it. All right.
And there is a reason why we didn't just give this to anybody.
And it made it second. There you go.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know how mechanics work is we didn't give Brave the Keepstar or anybody else the Keepstar because if you force it to go abandoned, you can blow it up and then take everything out of it. So we didn't want anybody to do that to our own people. Yeah, so we were like, no, we'll keep it. It's in our name.
We have done that to others. That's why we didn't.
Hey, Dawn, I'm going to tell you something without telling you something. That was a really good move.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Because there's probably a lot of stuff in here.
It probably would have killed the server.
A lot of stuff.
Well, it's okay. Ermelin will just be packed to the brim with stuff.
Yeah.
If it already
isn't. You missed about 1DQ.
Nice.
Oh, fix it.
I actually do wonder which low-sec station has the most stuff in asset safety. It could be Ermelin because we just, we lost all our buildings and a lot of people hadn't come back. But I wonder, over the years of Eve, I don't know if another area kind of had a similar multiple destruction and death and such. Which low-sec asset safety station has the most stuff in it? After this one, I would guess Ermelin.
In about 45 minutes, Ermelin.
Yeah, that's what I guess.
I'm not changing the title.
No.
I like 1DQ Tech 1. That's what I'm going to call it. So that's what I've always called it, even though that is not.
So Squiz, the Clone Bay probably has a decent amount, but because of Jay's little temper tantrum 2 or 3 years ago, it doesn't have as many as you think it would have.
Not as many.
Most of the clones that were left in there are people that are probably about. I think I've still got a high grade amulet clone in there that I just do not care about. So
I'm so rich, I can just forget about my shit.
Yeah, there you go.
No, it's because I don't have the avatar anymore, so there's no need for me to have the amulet. But
you might get one eventually.
I won't.
Dawn is so rich, she doesn't have to worry about pods in 1DQ, but she's not rich enough to feed her cat.
Cat.
She
just wants attention. I mean, I've got it set where you shouldn't be able to hear her unless I'm talking.
No, we do.
No. Well, that's the thing. We hear her when you're talking. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So, just saying.
I can't help that. I'm sorry.
Dawn, I think she's lovely.
Well, yeah, you guys haven't heard her when it's really bad. If you ever were in Theta,
I've heard her when it's really bad. Trust me.
It's really bad. Can't stop it.
Exactly right. We are on the final stretch, ladies and gentlemen, of this Keepstar, being killed by a massive horde, little h, of rifters here in 1DQ. 3,700 people still in local. The number has been fluctuating. We have not cracked 3,800 yet. I don't think we will at this point, unless we get a sudden flood of 300 people or so in the last few minutes. I figure we have probably another 20 minutes or so before the keep dies. It's been about 1% a minute, maybe a little bit less than that, as the tie-dye has held steady. It's only a matter of time.
It is only a matter of time.
It is.
And then we see what happens.
And we shall
My
see.
God.
I've
So
got
Shaz,
Cycle
Shaz has a
Magenta.
question for you, Jotun. He asks, since you're
Yeah,
working
I
on
see that.
Frontier, are there kinds of mechanics that'll work their way from Frontier to Tranquility, like line of sight?
Not mechanics, at least not in the way that you're thinking. There are going to be some pretty big improvements to TQ coming before too long. That all have to do with the Python 3 upgrade that happened last year. If for those of you who don't know, the eFrontier team spent the better part, not the eFrontier team specifically, but the platform team on the behest of Frontier spent the better part of 2024 upgrading the Carbon engine that both Frontier and TQ Eve Online run on from stackless Python 2 point something, 2.7, whatever it was, to Python 3 because Python 2 is no longer supported and Python 3 is. So it was a huge undertaking. They basically rewrote enormous sections of the code base for Carbon to kind of modernize it and get it up to speed, which has been a huge benefit for the Frontier team, certainly when developing our game. And the Eve team or TQ will be seeing that update for sure, 100%. I know the team is working on planning that out here in the next little bit. I don't know exactly when it's going to be, but it is a pretty big deal that's going to be happening. So outside of that, the thing is, so we have a couple different mechanics in Frontier that are kind of unique to Frontier. Line of sight firing, occlusion, obviously being one of them. And the increased tick rate that I think our tick rate is like 4 ticks a second as opposed to Eve's 1. Those are great in Frontier because Frontier is way smaller in terms of its like scale and scope. Those things are obviously pretty server intense. That's a lot of resources required. Those are required to run those things. And if you tried to, for example, if on this grid you wanted to have occlusion, for example, which is the line of sight firing, you would effectively need the server to be able to communicate to everybody else on grid all the time, every second, who is or is not in the way of any shot that they make in any direction. And that is it is a staggering amount of information. It is truly so much data that you'd have to push through that in Frontier is easy because, the scale is much, much smaller. But for TQ, it would just be, the technology does not exist to make that happen. So it just, and for other things in the future, just kind of depends. I don't know what the the development pipeline looks like for either of the games long term. I know kind of what we have in mind for certain things on our side, but I think in terms of just very broad generalizations, I could say that when it becomes appropriate and when it's beneficial for TQ and doesn't massively disrupt EVE Online, both technologically or culturally, I imagine there are probably some improvements that they can see coming that way, but and vice versa, obviously, but not nothing significant, nothing like that. That would be a huge deal, and more than anything else, it would basically you'd have to have a huge cultural overhaul about how fights work. Once geometry of grids matter, like it's no longer just about. I can tell you right now, as somebody who has fought in a fight in Frontier, the fact that the numbers don't really matter. It's more about where you are on a grid and what's between you and the other guy, and that is a huge deal, and makes a pretty big difference. So I just don't think that's something that Eve especially would be receptive to, even if it was possible.
Is Frontier going to come with free TurboTax software?
Ooh.
We'll see.
That's a good idea. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here in the last,
where are we at now?
20 minutes of life here of this Keepstar in 1DQ. We are at 20%. 20 minutes left, maybe a little bit longer. We're getting close to the end. It's amazing to me that we're this close to the end. Like,
very close.
This Keepstar has been a part of my life for 6 years, 7 years now. I remember the first time I ever saw it. I was like, wow, this is cool. Like, this is the head of the goons. It's crazy. Listen, it is 1DQ TAC 1 because I say it's 1DQ TAC 1. Deal with it. I've
It's
lived
actually
here
just
for a
called Dairy
long ass
Queen.
time.
Yeah,
And
it's one Dairy Queen.
One Dairy
One
Queen.
Dairy Queen.
And I have to say, I remember the first time I brought stuff over. I moved some stuff when I was in it. I was trying to sell some things, and I was like, well, nobody wants to buy this stuff here where we were living in Queria, so I'll take it to 1DQ. And I got it in a hauler, and I got it all the way to 1DQ, and I died on the gate because that was back when, you know, pretty much everybody was camping 1DQ because that was just fun to do. So I lost a tie.
Chris,
do
can I
have a-
point out something real quick? There is
Please,
a
you may.
beautiful conga line happening on screen right now.
I am watching it. This is pretty solid.
I don't know
I
which
do have
fleet is
a-
doing it, but I applaud you.
I have a tidbit of history for this keep as well. The keep was
Please.
actually donated by Hypnotoad, who ran the original Safe Sino fleet. For those that didn't know what that was, it had a Safe Sino on every Goonswarm Keepstar. It was literally the Goonswarm Capital Highway, and it was ran by one dude. He donated this Keepstar after the Safe Sino fleet was no longer viable due to the Sino changes.
Well,
There
also,
we go.
we just had too many Keepstars for him to keep up with anyways.
Well,
So
that
it was a
too, but
twofold problem that
it
hit.
became incredibly expensive for him to do it. Rather than just getting a Nearus and putting a normal Sino on it, he had to train everything into
Yeah, and then it didn't have
Falcons and
enough
whatnot.
fuel and everything, yeah.
yeah. And,
Dawn isn't the only one dealing with an unruly cat.
Hazard, I'm not even going to try and pronounce your name. It's not that nobody wanted to buy it. We ain't selling it.
It's just a crazy asset to sell to somebody.
There's no way anybody would do that because
'cause
the
you're
amount of
selling
stuff in this
everything in it as
Keepstar
well.
is astronomical. It has been the head of the Imperium. It has been the capital of the Imperium for years. It was the capital of Goonswarm for years. Tens of thousands of people have used, like real life people, not just characters. As Mark mentioned earlier, 67,000 individual characters, different characters, have used this Keepstar in the last 18 months alone. Throw that back 9 years. Tens
I
and
was gonna
tens
say
of
that
thousands of people.
That doesn't even count the war. I mean,
Right.
that's all post-war stuff. So it's crazy.
That's it.
The other thing is this Keepstar's the last remnants of Fortress Dow as well. It's the last thing standing, I believe.
The
Yeah,
last
that's pretty
thing
cool.
of Fortress Stove.
Well,
Of
the
our stuff,
original
yeah.
Fortress Dow.
Yeah.
Because PUIG Keepstar is still standing. We just sold it, but this is the last of the original.
Yep. We're almost there.
Isabella has asked for a toast, so let me get that out of the way. Those of you who see on the screen, the name of this Keepstar is the First Innominate Palace. It is named after my very dear friend, Brad Homer, aka Innominate, one of the longest term players in EVE Online. He was a beta player. He played the entire time. He passed away a year ago from colon cancer. We renamed our Keepstar, which was the First Imperial Palace, after Innominate. Nam was the longest serving CSM member in history, 6 terms. He is tied with two other people who have done similar, but Nam, for me, was always going to be the longest serving one. Merkel Chen, myself, and Nam were attached at the hip. We were the 3 amigos. We started the Rampage Incorporated stream together. We served on the CSM together. He was one of my best friends. And having this Keepstar named after him was a big honor that I think it was almost immediate as soon as we knew that he was going to pass, that this was what we were going to do. And in addition, we also always will have one of them named after him in Karma Fleet. So for those of you who are here, remember Tom, even if you didn't know Nam, raise your glasses. Let's give one last toast to the Innominate Palace for our boy Nam Nam, Brad Homer. We are getting close. Getting close. Almost at 15% here in 1DQ. Almost at 15%.
Ugh. Neat warm Malibu. That's not fun.
Yeah, no.
That's disgusting. Actually, don't do that.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I've got nearby. My wine's in the cupboard in the kitchen.
And then I had to use my Big K Dr. Pepper Zero. So.
Oh no,
I
I have Dr. Pepper here.
I don't have any
I'm not gonna-
alcohol. I'm cutting here.
I had a friend of mine from Sweden stay with me while at my place during FanFest, and he was so excited. He's like, "I'm going to bring you some alcohol from Sweden." I'm like, "Okay." So he brings me this alcohol. It's this. I'm pretty sure it's gin. It's this Vasa 1628, and Sweden one time built a boat that was such a bad boat that it sank immediately after they built it. It was a huge deal.
Mhm.
It's a big fancy boat, incredible boat, lovely boat. Pushed out into the water, straight to the bottom. It was not a great boat.
British did that too.
In fact, you might even say it did the opposite of what a boat should do.
England did, I should
which
say.
is
Identified
kind of
as a
incredible.
submarine.
So yes, Vasa, yes. So they pull it up some years later off the bottom of the ocean. Guess where it was? And they're like, "Oh hey, there's some casks of gin in here." So they crack them open. They're like, "Oh, they're still drinkable." And they're like, "Oh, let's try and recreate this gin." So they've done it. They've done that. They've recreated the gin. And that's what I just had here just now. And I gotta be honest with you, I don't like gin. I don't like gin.
If you like drinking floor cleaner, there you go. That's gin.
And this is not gonna change my mind. So yeah, it was it's stuff, that's for sure.
I
The
like
only
gin.
gin I drink is flavored gins. Don't do gin.
Yeah, I can't.
can buy
Tequila. Tequila is my
Oh, I like
go-to.
tequila.
Tequila.
Bourbon.
I'm a whiskey man myself. Yes.
Oh, I love that good agave, baby. That's magic water. Is what
I
it
will
is.
say I appreciate it. So CCP Overload and I are both whiskey fans, Scotch fans in particular. And he had asked me to bring him something from America, so I brought him some bourbon, and he brought me this nice Glenlivet that was like you can only get in Scotland because they certainly don't sell it over here. And we traded, and that was, I guess, 3 or 4 fan fests ago, and that was fun. So I like that. And I do my best. Every time I come to Iceland, I always buy a bottle of Scotch for the dev team because they deserve it. And at least it goes to the community team. I gave it to Swift last time. I've given one every time I go to Iceland. I always buy him a bottle. So it's nice
Whenever I go to
take care of the devs.
Whenever I go to meetups in America, at the ASCII Corp dinner, I always give away a bottle of Scotch that I've bought from the UK.
Hell yeah.
Because A, it's cheaper, and B, whatever you guys drink is not whiskey.
All right, we are,
people
but
always end
FYI,
up
we're going to have an ad break here in a few minutes. We should let it run so we don't get one when this thing blows up.
Correct.
Mhm.
So if you aren't subscribed or, then, just will be an ad break in a few minutes. If you are, then you'll get to keep watching us.
I'm going to go for 1 or 2 minutes. I have to go take care of something, and then I'll be back. So, Dave,
If
Dawn,
your home is
keep it going.
so Tombstone asked a good question. If your home station is in Nominate Palace and it blows up, I believe you get reset to your school in high sec, and so then you have to manually go change it to somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a pain in the ass if you've used your remote change already.
You know what? That's what shuttles are for. You'll be fine.
The burn, baby.
You got time for that?
Oh, we are
Keep is
right.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, Mark, you got it.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, it hasn't loaded for me. I'm hovering at 13%. There we go.
What is tie-dye at right now? Tie-dye is at 18%, so that's not too bad.
Another factoid about.
We've been basically holding at 3,700 people, give or take, up and down. So I don't think anyone else is going to be really getting in here. I don't know why testing them all act like it was so hard to get into Wendy Q.
Well, it's funny because immediately after they announced their retreat, Kumi was like, "Fuck this," and started reffing it with his time. He was like, "This keeps going."
Yeah, let me show you how it's done.
We have a guest coming in.
Okay.
Everybody say hi to Mr. Altarari.
Hi, Altarari. Welcome.
Hi, guys.
What up, dude?
Welcome.
You fucked the cameras.
I did fuck the cameras.
Only your camera.
I'm suddenly over here.
Briss wasn't prepared for another person to join.
He just looked over and went, the cameras. So
It'll
I'll
be
just do
fine.
it this way.
How you doing, man?
Wrong way.
Doing well.
Hell yeah.
Enjoying
So
the data. It's holding up really well, surprisingly.
Don't say
Shockingly.
that.
Yeah.
Did you have any fun trying to get over here, Alterari, or was your ride a relatively easy run?
It was relatively easy.
Okay, because Dave died
Gobbins-
like 3 times, and it was fucking hilarious.
Twice.
Gobbins told the campers to stop that he could tell off. So by the time I got to the points where people were dying, they were gone.
So when I got there in my eventually Hawk, Sigma started locking me up, and I joined the fleet and went, "Please don't."
Please don't.
Oh my god, please
I
stop!
haven't-
one of them, the FC was like, "Yeah, because it's you, sure." And they contracted me a Rifter.
I did have some Inipros not kill my pod earlier when I was moving shuttles and stuff around, so I did appreciate they were like, "For you, we'll let you live." I was like, "Okay, thanks."
Just realised I can
Yeah.
kind of like lean onto Mark's screen.
Well, because I wanted to give him an accent, and that's my default. I'm
I
sorry.
saw,
guys.
yeah, I saw you're taking up a little bit of my space over here. It's just this. Hey, can I? Let me get over here. No, come back.
Scoot, let's scooch in. Just scoot.
There you go.
Just get close.
Are you guys
There we go.
besties now?
Hey.
Yeah.
There you
Hey.
go. Alterari coming in and messing up my frames.
Oh no.
How did I
It's
mess up
okay.
your frames?
Because
Well,
I
your
only
name
had it
just
set
moves
for,
everything
for
around.
the 4 of you. It's all right. It's
I
okay.
didn't
I can
do it.
fix it. Don't you worry.
It's Dave's fault.
It is Dave's fault.
Yeah. Dawn, question in chat. Why is in it suddenly Russian?
I just said because I like to do accents, and the Russian's my default. So
When you do Irish for in it, it would have made more sense.
Right.
I
That
don't
would've made
fucking
more
know
sense.
who they. I don't fucking pay attention to who's in charge.
I'm not
of
even
what.
going to try because it'll just
know
make
who's in
Shines
charge
hate
of
me
it.
even
Come
more.
on.
Who could do their
I
best?
would've
Irish
known.
I
accent?
would have put a suit on and turned the camera on.
There you go.
There will be some more Locust fleets, guys, someday, maybe. Who knows?
Alterari,
We'll
tell
find
us your favorite 1DQ story while you're here.
Oh yeah.
I have a lot of memories on 1DQ. I mean, I've been here for as long as we've been here as an alliance. I miss the nights of sitting there and TCFC hangout with FCs and Mittens and Adge and playing Cards Against Humanity,
Oh,
waiting for Happy to jump the gate.
Or just
I think
sitting
that-
in Op 1 to discourage them even bothering.
Or logging out, and going to bed and leaving logged in Op 1.
Yeah. FCs are logged
100%.
in. But it's like 3 a.m. for them. But they're logged in.
Yeah, I've got a lot of mixed feelings on this. Like, I'm happy that we're the ones to kill it, but it's also
Mhm.
an end of an era, and I'm sad because I've spent up 15 years of my life here, something like that, 12 years.
And we spent a year preventing this from happening.
Pretty much.
No, we could have
You
done
know-
this back then. We could have just done it then ourselves. We're like, listen,
Yeah,
you're
just like,
taking
fuck
too
it.
long. Here, we'll do it for you. Hold on.
Was I with
But
Patty?
there's
No,
way.
I've always been a goon. Even when
He
I
had
was
a
in Horde, I was a
vacation.
goon.
Yeah.
Even when he was in Horde, he was a good.
Oh, we were
I have
all
some
so mad
funny-
about that too.
Funny memories of Altai being in Horde. Like me baiting him into taking a fleet away from drones so I could kill some supers.
I'm still pissed at you for that. But like,
Originally, I had targets in sight and we were going for it. Then my hull got rolled. So I was like, fuck it.
one of my favorite memories in Delve in general was a Horde guy and their whaling sig was bumping a Titan off of a structure. And then I wore my dictor into kind of seeing we were going to drop dreads on it. And I saw that it was Kunmi and I messaged Sniper and I was like, hey, we're about to do this. Get some guys lined up. And we dropped like 10 or 15 dreads.
We are at
I remember.
all- Died
sub
instantly.
10%, everybody. It's
Yes.
almost that time. For those of you who have been watching us from the beginning, this is the moment that you've all been waiting for. We are less than 10% structure left on
Nice.
the 1DQ TAC 1, because I'm going to say it wrong because you guys mentioned that I said it wrong. 9% now. We're getting down. Sub 10%.
With-
Cowboys suck ass. Will there be a kill mail? We don't know. I'm guessing probably not. But I will say the numbers have been steady here at around 3,700 for most of the time that we've been shooting the Keepstar. That I think is low enough that we might actually get to see this kill mail. So that there's a chance.
Yeah.
It could
I got
happen.
why do we throw dreads at the Keepstars in FWST when we could have just used a bunch of rifters apparently?
Right?
We did.
Right? Why not?
Because a
I know.
single PDS would solve all of the DPS
But-
on this Keepstar.
Exactly.
Dawn, we did. There was a point in that whole thing where we were like, what do we have? And the answer was things like frigates and vexers. And we started throwing
I
them
do
at
remember the
thing as
vexers.
well.
We had nothing.
I was
left.
in the
then
middle
it
of
was-
work.
I recall us putting, and at least in it, putting ravens in the cooker at the start of the fight and having those finished and on grid before the end of it. That's how
After-
long that fight was.
After the first fight, we were like, okay, we need to plan for the next one they drop. And we sat up for an hour, all the FCs and procurement and everybody going, okay, what can we get hold of and how can we get it? We ended up getting all the corps to just turn themselves into industry things. And we built over 10,000 ships overnight. It was
Oh man,
nuts.
I remember
Crazy.
I was working and I just set one of my ratting Ishtar or vexers. Just set it, started orbiting at 400, and I think that thing kept shooting for 3 hours before somebody finally took it down.
I got a nickname out of that fight as well.
I'll be right back, guys. Keep going.
All right.
Um,
Ads are going to start in 10 seconds, guys, or whatever. So if you don't have a thing, but we're going to let it run because I don't want an ad to start in the middle of this thing blowing up. Ad'll be over in a minute and a half. So just deal with it. It looks like more neutrals are starting to warp in a bit to try and get in here. I think they want to get on for that last bit percentage. We have gotten down to 8%. So
Crazy.
Hey, outright. How many Rifters do you reckon would lose before we kill that Sigma fleet?
Good question.
I don't know,
Because I've
Tide
been
might
sitting
be in
here
our
just going,
favor.
oh, that could be quite, they would die. They would definitely die.
We are here
Yeah, I
watching
think we
the
would
last
take it at
death
some point.
throes of the Keepstar. My dog has shit on the floor in the basement, so I'm going to have to clean that up when we're done. This is what I get for streaming this afternoon. Go figure.
Okay, my
do
cat
that
took a throw up
punishment for
everywhere.
streaming on a Saturday.
Right. So the 2 hour time frame where I couldn't actually do anything, that's when he had to choose to do this. So there you go.
You could say you've been left in a bit of a
All right,
shitty
ad is started.
situation.
You got
That's it.
3 minutes on ads. Enjoy.
Oh my
Good luck,
God.
everyone. I know. That's why I said not to pause it the last time, but
We
somebody
didn't-
hit the button.
No, we didn't
Yes.
pause it.
Someone
No.
did. It said
It
ad break
wasn't
5 minutes.
paused.
I was then
It
why
was
did
me.
it read?
I don't know how to pause ads, but it was me.
Yeah, only
I'm
mods
sure.
could do it. It was not paused.
Oh, it wasn't me.
The ads are always 3 minutes because you have to do 3 minutes of ads in an hour.
Well,
So if
we
we
still
do-
got 8 minutes, so it'll be fine.
Yeah. It'll be cutting it close, but hey, at least we didn't decide to use drone boats.
Yeah, no shit. Oh my god.
Could you imagine all the VNIs out here?
I just would.
What I would love
With all
to
the
see,
drones?
even though it's not fit, I'd love to see that Keepstar fire the Doomsday.
It'd be nice.
I'd love to see it just do it PDS
I
right at
reckon they should've-
1%.
They should have left the Doomsday on it for it to have its last Doomsday.
Well, that one never fired off that many Doomsdays. Only a couple.
No, okay. This one's
Oh,
never
during
fired
World
off
War B?
serious Doomsdays.
Yeah.
I DD'd Muskie with it.
It DD'd idiots that decided to come close to it, but the more likely Doomsday targets for this keep was our own Supers and Titans when we were bored.
Yeah. Cecilia, there is a dread on grid. So there's
Yeah,
something
John
that we
Hartley's
could
the only
DD.
person that would have to be worried
Yeah.
about the Keepstar shooting at him because that's the only thing the Keepstar could target.
Well, and anyone around
With
John
the
Hartley afterwards.
No one would argue
Oh.
with the Keep killing John.
I
Hartley.
wouldn't. No, I wouldn't complain.
Looks like we have 3,070 something rifters on grid.
3,700. Yeah.
Imagine a Stormbringer fleet right now.
That would crash the server.
That would kill it, but it would be
Yes.
funny.
It would be great.
Yeah, I don't think they should have changed the Keepstars Doomsday. I think
I mean, I
you
get why
didn't
they
need to
did,
make
but
it easier. If you use your brain, you can avoid the Doomsday, and there's techniques to limit its impact on your fleet. It didn't need to be. It just needed FCs to get good, which unfortunately, the loudest people that complain are normally the ones that don't get good.
yeah, why should I get better? Make things easier.
Right.
Mhm.
That's it.
I mean, I get it.
See,
Sometimes there are things.
Sean
that
says
fuck
it
that
doesn't.
shit.
Not if you just headshot the monitors. He's not wrong. So,
Yeah.
That's it. Just
You know,
That's
you can
literally
also
what
just not
I
use the
used to
monitor.
do with it. Just shoot the monitor.
that's it.
But then if the FC's good, he sits there in a pod and FC's from the pod. Or has a backseat because he's not bad.
Headhunter Jax has come back to 1DQ to help kill something of goons one last time in 1DQ.
There you go.
So,
I'm kind of surprised Billy isn't here.
yeah, I
Is he
mentioned that earlier.
not? Not on any of his accounts?
Yeah, I looked.
Not
I
that I
looked
can
for
see.
him. Him and
Okay.
ProGod aren't here.
Well, ProGod's off snowboarding or something.
Gobbins could have been a good sport and turned up.
I mean,
So we
I
are
don't know
now-
all his alts, but
We are now in the final moments of this thing. We are at 5%.
5%.
5%. And I have been given clearance to say, I mentioned this to you guys beforehand, but say publicly now. The engineers saw what was about to happen this weekend and realized, some weird stuff might happen. So they have been hard at work trying to simulate what happened or what will happen when the keep goes down. This keep specifically. And when they tested it, it did die correctly. And nothing major broke. That's not to say this what's going to happen here today. Something major could break. TQ is a whole different kind of can of worms. But I want you guys to know that there were like precautions made ahead of time. We'll see how deep those precautions went. My God, this thing it feels like you see those videos on YouTube or on the Instagrams. Ask your nephew about these Brisk if you're not sure. So, where somebody's taken like the spring for a car and they've clamped it down and put zip ties on it. That's kind of what this keep specifically feels like. It's just a spring under compression.
What's
and
going to happen when it blows up?
Yeah.
By the way,
Squiz, I am
that-
so excited to see for you specifically, Squiz Caffeinator. I am so excited to see what happens here.
John
That's
Hartley
true.
Are you ready
is
we are shooting John Hartley, by the
the
way.
website to have a heart
Kill
attack?
John Hartley. Kill him.
Oh my God.
I'm not
4%
close enough to John.
Well,
On
the
the
other
Keepstar,
thing-
ladies and gentlemen.
on
4%.
the who knows what will happen. Anybody that's developed anything knows full well that something will work in your test environment perfectly. The second it goes on the production server that could be a perfect mirror of that test, it will go tits up.
Does not matter. Yeah. I think
Correct.
it's just ghosts. That's just spirits. That's some machine spirit. in there
Voodoo
that's gonna be
magic.
yeah, that's just voodoo stuff. That's exactly what that is.
Kazanir, speaking in the language only he understands, says 1DQ is the Prince
No,
Rupert's
that-
drop of Keepstars. I have
He
no
is
idea
absolutely
what the fuck
right about
means.
Have you ever seen a Prince Rupert's drop? It's
No.
it's like
glass.
yeah, it's a thing made where you
Is that
kick
the one
glass.
that only breaks if you hit the tail?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
super sturdy. You hit it anywhere else along the body of it, and it's really really strong. But you smack the tail, and it just turns to dust.
And by smacking, it's so like it's hot molten glass dropped in water, and so
Mhm.
the drop comes out, and
I
you can
spent
sit there,
a lot.
hammer it. You can use a press on it to try and break it. As soon as you put like some pressure on the tail bit, it just explodes completely.
Yeah.
So you're saying
Turns
that
to
that was
dust.
actually a reference that people
Yes.
got that Kazanir
Yeah.
used. That's a
Yeah.
Have you
change.
actually
from
no?
how he
Chris
normally
will have never
speaks.
watched TikTok, but
Here's the here's the thing about Kazanir is that since I so very recently, fairly
Love
recently,
you, Kaz.
I got really deep into 40K lore videos on YouTube.
Good, because you
I've
should
done
be there. The Emperor
I know.
protects.
The Emperor does protect. I've
Enjoy
been
the
doing
chaos.
nothing. Yeah, I know. I've been doing very little other than watching lore videos over the last couple of months. Just whenever I have free time, it's just a lot of fun. And I go back now and look at a lot of the conversations I've had with Kaz in the past. And it's like I've read the Rosetta Stone. You know,
Some
what I
of
mean?
it
It's
makes
like
sense.
some-
It's its own language talking
My
with
problem
Kaz.
is
Suddenly-
I can get his Warhammer references. I cannot get the obscure WoW references after I quit playing WoW, and or some of the non-Lord of the Rings stuff that he mentions. Then I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. But it's like, I consider myself to be a nerd's nerd, and Kaz makes me look like a piker. Let me just tell you. We're at 3% on the keep. 3%, kids.
He's an enlightened individual.
I feel it does take a slight amount of eccentricity to be one of the high-ranking game directors, though.
Oh, yeah.
If you look at quite a few
Probably
of them,
true.
Tuzzy, for instance, with his one word on each line to send a message.
Died.
John Hartley's dead. Thank God. Finally. Bye-bye now.
Dead. We are
Got
still
him.
at 3%.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. John Hartley.
We
and his
did get him.
Hey, Jotun,
Yes.
can you see who did the most damage through all 3 cycles, shield, armor, and structure?
We absolutely can have that information. I'll see if I can get CCP Larrikin to pull it, and we can make that available.
Why do I get a feeling out of
Why?
here with a super?
What are you? we trying to prove here, Altari?
I'm not trying to prove anything. I just
Okay.
badge of honor because I was a Zernitra for the first 2. The
Gotcha,
only Zernitra.
Gotcha. I see. Yeah.
There's a Thany on grid, apparently, that's going to die.
Did you just say Thany?
I said Thany, yes, because I am not a true goon. I say
he gets
Thany.
his Iskies for his toonies.
Iskies for my toonies.
And his Corpies.
That's it. That's it. Isabella says the best way for this to end would be for Concord to spawn and murder everyone. I don't know about that. I think there will be a best end to this. We'll find out when the Keepstar dies. But that assumes that the server does not shit itself, which is entirely possible. I am hoping that the server does not shit itself because I do not want to have to clean up shit twice in one day. Since I do have to go down and take care of the dog.
When you get your son to go do that.
Yeah, he's old now.
See, Mrs. Brisk is going to make me do it because she seems to think that because I had to stream today that it's my fault that he shit on the floor. This is how she feels. So this is clearly my fault. Therefore,
yeah, but you're married. Everything's your fault.
What a bird!
Can we turn the brackets off?
Do you want to?
I will turn the brackets off. Yes, I will turn the brackets off when we hit 1%. So are we at? We're still at 2. Once we hit 1, let me know, and I'll turn the brackets off, and then we can watch this thing die in glorious 4K.
I'm going to give Blurkus a hug. Oh, so funny story from earlier. You remember the ASCII dude that I said logged in the keep as we were doing this, the former ASCII dude? He messaged me going, is there any way to get me out? I'm sitting in my Titan.
No!
And I literally, full caps, went, no, get out of it now.
Yeah.
And he was like, but it'll go to asset safety and went, it's better than it being dead. Get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get out of it. Brisk, sing the goons. Which anthem are you talking about? Little Bees?
We're not singing Little Bees.
X for
you can watch
destruction. Little Bees. I mean, you can do that if you want. Little bees, little bees. Little bees, little bees.
Crooner.
X for past destruction. Little bees.
Oh my God.
Always follow orders, little bees. Here we go.
Oh man, someone asked what change?
All right. We are
2% still.
Almost at 1%. Let me zoom in here.
At 1%.
1%.
Here we go. Zooming in.
Risk. Check your DMs.
There goes John Hartley.
Boom.
Clap.
He just blow up.
Would anyone hate me if I killed Blurkus right now?
Yes.
In it, guys. Would anybody mind that?
All right. We're seeing stuff blowing up on the Keepstar. We are 1%. It's ready to go. We're almost here. The last few moments of the life of the 1DQ Keepstar, former home of Imperium, former home of Goons Form Federation. Keepstar will die. It will die.
I'm gonna be mad if I'm recycling my guns when this blows up.
As
my
he
guns are
said, don't
reloading.
be sad it's over. Be happy that we had it. And that is true. A lot of fun
Yeah.
times in the system with this Keepstar, everybody. We're going to miss it, but it's time to go.
I mean, the one constant, right, in life is that things don't last forever. And I think everybody kind of realizes when they get older that the hardest part about anything is learning to let go of it. But these moments are just moments, and the things are just things. And
There it goes.
the memories that you've
There it
built
is.
And there we
around those
go.
things will
Can we get F's in chat?
F's in
F's
chat,
in
baby.
chat for the 1DQ Keepstar, everybody. There'll be no more Alice bridging on the Imperial Palace, except in song.
All right. Okay, TQ. Be
It might
strong,
How
be-
baby.
she does.
Be strong,
Honestly,
How
baby.
she does
I'm
it.
already seeing rifter on rifter violence right now.
You know it was going to happen.
Yeah. Last time it took, I think, like 3 or 4 minutes for the Keepstar to actually show broken.
Well, no, the
on
animations of it starting to blow up have started.
Yeah.
Like the
I
light
am not
bits.
in Mumble, but if you guys are not doing an odd chain, I will be very upset.
They are, and it's
Thank
very
you.
loud. They're trying
Very
to break
good.
Mumble. It's pretty good.
Please.
Wonderful.
Needs to happen. Keepstar explosion starting. Lots of bubbles
Is
going up.
Yeah,
Lots
they,
of people
Oh, yeah.
warping
I
off.
think they
Sure
killed
is.
Mumble.
Did they?
It happened.
I think
Of course
so.
it happened.
No, the Keepstar's not repairing.
It's never repairing anymore.
Oh, Delta.
The neg one ping.
Yeah, Mumble hasn't died yet, surprisingly.
I'm pretty sure this is the first GSF Keepstar to die since the War in Delve, is it not?
Yes. Well, no, Karma Fleet lost one.
We lost the 39 peak Keepstar, but it was in a freighter. So
I don't know. That's still
Oh.
dead. So I feel like that counts.
this is the first time in almost 10 years there are no Keepstars in 1DQ.
Yeah, there's
Pretty
no other
crazy.
ones here. Right, that is crazy.
Pretty crazy.
So, Pappy, now's your chance. Yeah,
Oh.
you'll actually manage to get through the gate this time.
Oh, it's okay. It's
Probably,
now broken on
maybe.
my screen. The model's
It hasn't blown up yet for me. It's still
No.
there.
Surprisingly,
A lot of-
it's actually
a lot of folks
it's
warping
count-
off.
I say it's counting down its repair timer for me.
Yeah, this is where it decides it wants to make its own monument, and the hull just stays here. Right. Oh yeah, guys, our Keepstar died.
Oh my god, there's so many things in the center.
Still going. There we go. Now we're getting more explosions.
Explosions. I love. I've been here for so many of the big Keepstars dying.
Now let's see how many fools are sitting in their ship.
I
Right.
haven't seen any big ships, but it's really hard to tell. I see a lot of fleets warping off.
You can see a lot of warping motions going on.
Yeah, in it or warping off.
Like, no pussy, stay here.
Am I concerned at this moment, Diabolic? No, I am not. And I'll tell you why I'm not concerned in this moment. Whatever happens here isn't my fault.
Yeah,
Hashtag
he's
not
not
my
even
fault.
at work.
That's
He's playing
not
his
my
road.
problem.
Not his fault.
This is
Oh, some people crashed on warp.
There was probably some people sitting in the CCP offices there going, "Oh, this is a bit."
Yeah, this is all the fault of Mr. Asher Elias, is who we can blame for this.
Mm-hmm.
Does everybody remember old Granddad Asher? No, I think it'll be just fine. Listen, even if that something breaks, every opportunity is a learning opportunity, you know, and that's really what it all boils down to.
There's a super on grid.
No, somebody
Hello.
should say duct.
Somebody's gonna
Somebody's
die.
made a big mistake.
Can't scroll to see. I have been
That's why
locked
you have
by
overview
somebody.
settings.
I don't have a super overview setting.
Really? What sort of pleb are you?
I rep things. I don't need to shoot things.
What
The
if you
only
need a
time-
rep a super?
Then they broadcast for reps.
I can confirm that
There we go.
the explosion or the death of the Keepstar has started much faster than it did in the testing. So we are already
go.
making progress. Whew.
There's the explosion.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't see a super on grid. Has somebody already put down an MTU? Like,
Oh yeah, someone put an MTU down already.
And
Ash
with
is gonna
that,
have
ladies
that
and
job.
gentlemen, it is the end of an era. There are no Keepstars in 1DQ. The first Imperial Palace, renamed the first Innominate Palace, has been destroyed in a Viking funeral that will be remembered in EVE Online for many, many years to come. You're watching live at the devastation here in 1DQ.
Oh, the kill mill's real. The kill mill was generated.
Yes, there you go.
I don't know if it's on Zkill yet, but let's see here. Last hit was Ranger Gamma.
Wow.
104 million total damage taken.
Yeah, I don't have a link yet.
All right, my friends, I'm going to leave you here.
All
I
right.
appreciate the invite. Thank you so much, everybody. This is. Hey, you got to remember this. I know I will.
There's the full grid.
Crazy.
All right, I've
Absolutely
linked the
crazy.
kill mill in in a Twitch chat. So if you want to see it.
See you later,
No one
guys.
else needs to do it.
See, dude.
Good night, Mark.
Bye, Yoden.
There is the Keepstar kill mail. 3,804 involved. Ranger Gamma. Ranger got the
Rigged.
final blow. That's very impressive and expected. Ranger is our chief of staff. Very good.
Don't mind
There
the
it is.
little logo from the fact
Little-
I shot it on there.
Little David. There you go. We are in warp off grid here because there's nothing, more things happening here. At the end of this process. So we're going to go see what's going to happen. Let me fix the cameras real quick.
I see a neutral hauler out there. I'm in a mammoth. Grid's slowly clearing of people, but there's just a lot of different little tiny ships everywhere on top of each other. All right, thanks for joining and coming, Squiz. We appreciate you hanging out.
Thank you, Squiz. Appreciate it. Look at the explosions on my purifier. We all dying.
Did you die?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, there's a thing set up to.
So one of the surprises, the fun little things at the end was Alterari, do you want to tell everybody? Oh, he's not. He can't listen. He's warping. They're warping all the rifters to this spot.
Oh, we're gonna just
And
free for all over there.
it's going to be fun. It's going to
Oh
be
yeah.
fun.
Oh, the wreck is still there. It says wreck of 1DQ1, first nominate palette.
There you go.
I'm getting warped off grid eventually. Someday.
Someday.
Yeah,
it'll
it
be
depends
warped
what
off.
Ash has just initiated warp.
Very good.
There we go. Well,
Still in warp.
so your ship is still there warping, but you died?
Well, it showed the death animation for me,
Uh-huh.
but it did not. I haven't like lost my ship. I'm still in it. It still says that I'm
Good times.
cloaked and everything. So we'll see what happens when I land.
Oh,
We're getting there.
just
76, 74. We're getting there.
I still have a bookmark in this system from World War B where they used to warp our caps off to dread bomb them and shit. I still have
Nice.
that bookmark saved because NC kept using the same spot every time.
I am Schrodinger's purifier right now.
Oh dear Lord, we're warping 100 and we're doing a 200 AU warp.
Yes,
In
you
tie-dye,
are.
yeah.
In tie-dye. It's gonna take forever. What have they done to me? Risk is neither alive or dead. Oh yeah, mine Rifter ran out of cap as soon as you started the warp, so I don't know if I'm gonna make it all over there or not. I guess I'll just warp to somebody on grid once someone actually fucking lands.
There you go.
I'll let you know. I've got the bookmark.
Well, next up for us is setting up our new home. Oh my god, all the move ops that are happening. So many people have been like panicking, moving themselves. We're like, just wait, it'll be fine.
It'll be
Mhm.
fine.
Calm down.
Well, we
Calm
still
down.
need to get a lot of stuff out of period basis. Like,
What? Oh, that's not my problem.
well, it's everybody with a capitals problem.
Pavois. I moved my shit the first time. And I moved half my shit to the new home already, so. Yeah, I would. That's part of me not wanting to like move either right now is because like prices are ridiculous. So I'm more than fine waiting. I moved all the important stuff already. Other than my Vendetta. That needs to get moved.
Local is dropping precipitously as people leave the system now that the Keepstar is dead. It'll be even faster as soon as the rest of everybody lands.
I wonder if there was anywhere else in space that was randomly affected by the high tie-dye here that just confused the shit out of somebody. Aren't like a lot of random systems sometimes linked together?
1DQ is linked like that. If you remember M2, we had no tie-dye, but T5Z did. And whenever we used to undock from 1DQ, no one else in Delft reported tie-dye.
Well, that's when we lived there. I'm sure they took that off of the 1DQ.
I'm sure for this, they probably...
Maybe. They are.
One lone Megathron from Apple Pear out in the middle of nowhere. What could he possibly be doing out in the middle of nowhere?
Megatron is that?
I wonder what's happening.
Did I say
Right
so
here.
pleb?
What's happening? Oh, there's Yotun right there.
Oh.
He's close too. He popped in, then he popped out. I wonder what's happening. What could possibly be happening?
Oh, I don't know, but I wonder if people in Fleet Chat are going to start seeing what you're seeing.
Comes a Rifter. Comes a rifter.
What if some of us wanted to keep our ships as
No,
souvenirs?
that's not happening.
No? Okay.
No.
Stop for
Tough. Here they come. Here they come. Here they come.
you insured mine.
And there it goes.
No, this is we might crash the server on this one.
There it goes. The first rifters are landing on Apple Pear in a Megathron. He is smart bombing. Welcome to Valhalla.
Risk, we have a
Goonswarm
request for you
Federation.
to zoom out.
Here's the farther out zoom.
Maybe not that far. Maybe not that far.
There we go. Coming in.
I'm coming at 24 AU left. I'm almost
Yep.
there. So that's where I tied ice ass, even though
I'm
it's
going to
3,000
TCAG.
people. I'm going to E3OI. I'm going to be so excited.
The rifters are appearing, slowly but surely, as everyone gets potted back home.
Back home. No.
Everyone goes home today. They're getting the hug of death.
Oh, did someone warp off? Wow.
Somebody managed to warp off. That's impressive. There it is. There's the rifter.
1 AU.
Surrounding the Megathron. All the rifters sitting here. The first one is starting to die. Right there. There's going to be a lot of explosions on this Megathron here shortly, let me tell you.
I'm at 3 million kilometers, so we're almost there.
Lorraine's game has crashed. Not too shabby. The Keepstar is dead, and soon the rifters that killed it will be dead too. It's happening.
Hi, Duck Killer. I see you. I don't know if I'm landing with the
more.
group. I don't
10,000
think
kilometers.
Here we
I
go.
can see
Here they
them.
come.
I
Even
didn't
more.
have enough AU to get there. Are you there, Dave?
Yeah, I
You
can see the
can-
grid now.
Let me know when you land,
Here they
and I'll
come.
try to warp to you
Here
before
they
you
know.
come. All these lemmings coming to their deaths.
I'm not
Apple
landed
Player is
yet,
going to
hold on.
have a hell of a lot on his kill board this afternoon. Grab your sword hilts, everybody. You're on your way to Valhalla.
Dawn, you may not get the chance. I think this may kill the server.
We'll see what happens. The next
'cause I didn't
cycle
have enough-
of
I didn't have enough
the smart
craft to get
bomb.
there.
Still coming. More destruction. Look at that ball of death. Still more coming. Still more coming.
All right. Well, I've attempted to warp
Dawn, go
over
now.
there.
Warp now.
That's what I attempted.
Cycles.
Okay, there we go.
Cycles are real. More coming. Pods leaving. Look at those pods warping out. I guess all these guys left their training clones in. Here come the explosions. Oh, look at it. Oh my goodness. Oh, no, those are fireworks. The explosions haven't started yet.
Okay, I'm on my way.
It's so pretty. It's so pretty.
Apple is half health.
They're shooting
Fascinating.
Apple. That doesn't surprise me.
Guys, if you're watching the stream, stop shooting Apple.
Oh. Of course. Of course.
No, stop shooting Apple. Ash just said stop shooting Apple. So stop.
Don't shoot Apple. Die quietly. Die quietly.
Shines.
It's not like I would have expected anything less than everybody shooting Apple. Because, I mean, come on. This is goons. Apple's getting a little crispy.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I still didn't land at.
More is warping
Okay,
in. More is
Okay,
warping in.
I see the. I've got the bookmark.
More is warping in. We have
Copycat.
a bubble going up around Apple, which makes absolute perfect sense to me. That'll at least keep people from warping away. I hope it's not going to mess anybody up. I guess everybody is already in warp, so the bubble's not going to stop anybody from landing on Apple, but it will stop people from getting away. So we're going to start seeing a lot of corpses in space here soon.
Yeah, Mumble, while you're at it, guys, I heard if you've got shuttles that have just got asset safety, Brisk would love them in the random stations they're now
There you
in.
go. Please don't do that.
There is a bookmark, so I'm warping out there.
Oh, the explosions are coming now. The explosions are real.
I'm also getting shot by some random person. I love how Squiss has gone off right before this.
Yeah, he's gonna miss out on all the fun.
He's going to miss out on his website dying.
A lot of corpses.
Oh my god, we are like
corpses on the
sub
grid.
10% tie-dye right now.
Watching the destruction.
Woohoo, I'm home.
Very nice.
To TK!
Yeah, to TK.
Someday I'll warp over there. Oh, we're down to 2,200 in local, so numbers plummeting.
I did
a lot
hear
of dead
that
people getting home.
I'm literally
Easy
watching the
way.
numbers just dropping
I did
so
hear that all
fast.
SRP requests should go to Llama via mails.
Go right into the light, guys. It's fine. It's just a hug.
Like moths to the flame. We're sending these rifters home the easy way.
I'm just not loading.
You can always just close it and eventually you'll be somewhere. We're down to 2,100. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the comments. Could you imagine the salvaging right there if the wrecks survive all the smart bombing? All right, I'm under 30,000
Chris, you should
kilometers.
zoom in on the kill marks on that megathon.
Oh,
I don't know if I can see them. You know, all the yellows and
with
stuff.
all the shiny.
That's also if they've
Yeah.
updated already.
I doubt it.
All right, I'm landing.
Oh, you
with
can
the
show
group.
info on it.
All right, I'm landing with all the capsules. Oh, there we go. All right, locals at 1900.
Still
I have
more.
landed, so
Apparently someone has lost an amulet set.
hot.
Mid-grade. Somebody's lost a mid-grade amulet.
I'm approaching Apple Pay to make sure I'm under the distance for it, but oh, okay, I got hit by the first stuff. Locals now gone down by another 200.
So did we win the ISK war?
I think we did.
Smells like cooked bees in here.
Lots of dead bees. Look at that rifter on the top of the screen dying gloriously. How beautiful was that? Cormoran at the bottom there. He's going to die.
Apple, you need to kill me faster. This is taking too long. We do have someone on grid repping Apple, so that way people don't fucking
God.
kill him. Oh, I'm in structure.
The wrecks are real. One second. I gotta do the Walter Cronkite move.
Okay.
So I just have my glasses on and be like, yeah, there you go. Beautiful.
Oh yeah.
It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Lots of rifters. Rifters exploding everywhere.
It is a beautiful sight on grid coming in later because I get to see like just this ball of death. We're at 1700. Oh, my ship is dead now.
Yay.
Yay! I got 99,000 IS back.
Right back.
Well, there goes my pod. Good mumble is always a treat. Oh, I died.
It is an absolute death show on grid right now. Never seen this many dead rifters in my life.
I've been requested that we play Little Bees on stream, but
I don't
know
have
if
it
we can.
anywhere.
I have
we'd probably
it
get
if
in
you want
trouble.
it.
Yeah,
I'll send
I'll
it to
see
you.
if I can
look at
find the
it.
kill marks on Apple Pair. Let's
there's a way
see.
to hook it up, but it takes a while to make it not
Yeah.
come on the VOD.
Yeah, that's the only problem is the VOD is a bitch.
Oh no, you can do
so,
it with OBS. It's just it takes a bit of finagling.
Yeah. And I know that others don't care about their VODs, so I'm sure we can play it on something else later.
Well,
Let's see.
I was planning on after.
I'll play
After this
it.
doing
I'll play
Meta
it, but you
Show?
guys
Fuck
have to
you,
be
John.
quiet.
Oh,
But that's impossible.
sorry for those watching the stream that are not in the command channel. John just said I should sing it, so I felt the urge to time to fuck off.
I believe that should be the little bees. I don't know if that's the original one or not.
And ladies and gentlemen, that will conclude our coverage of the death of the 1DQ Keepstar, the retirement of the first Imperial Palace, the first innominate palace here in 1DQ. I'm Brisker Ball, joined alongside Dave Archer and Dawn Rhea. CCP Jotun joined us earlier. Thank you all for watching, and you stay classy, New Eden.